at the ceiling, ask if anyone's there. You ever drown in the poison just to say you don't care? This is Project Mayhem. We break what breaks you. What breaks you? Talking don't sell slaves. And the lies they feed you. They feed you from the edge of the system to the light that we choose. Project Mayhem podcast. We got nothing to lose.
All right, welcome back to Project Mayhem, episode 11.
Yes.
Double digits, same digit.
Yes.
This week we got Bianca on, and I've known her for a while, right?
Mhm.
I've known her for a while, haven't spoken a while, and then we had paranormal investigators on.
Yes,
Long
we
Island
did.
Pod, and she's part of that team, which I didn't know until that episode.
Yeah, they brought it up.
So, introduce yourself to the people.
So I'm known as Medium Bianca Rose. I'm an evidential medium and I'm a channel. I work with Long Island paranormal investigators.
Mhm.
So I'm like a medium with them. I do investigate with them. I've been with them since I'd say 2023. But on top of that, I also work with numerous teams throughout the United States. I get hired by Get Haunted, the Ghost Hunters store, the South Jersey Paranormal Research
That's all
team.
name. That's all one.
I'm hired by quite a few people out, and then like various, locations and so forth, and I'm just everywhere.
So
So
when-
it's not just one,
Okay.
I'm everywhere.
Lend yourself all
Spread
over.
thin.
Yeah.
So when did you first figure out that you've had these
Abilities.
gifts?
Or abilities, gifts. Everyone. What do you prefer to call them?
Sometimes I really question, like I feel like I have a superpower.
That's what I look at it as like ability. Like you're like an heightened like human.
Like whenever my kids would ask me, like, if you could have any ability, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? I'm like, I already have one.
There you go.
I could communicate with the
Yeah,
the
no,
dead.
like that's fucking awesome.
It is. It is.
I'm sure it could be a little
Overwhelming.
taxing. Yes, overwhelming.
So it was definitely a journey. It wasn't, you meet a lot of like psychics and mediums and everything is like all love and light, and that's not my story.
Well, no, let me ask you a
at
question.
all.
How much of them do you think is
I'm such a skeptic, but I don't want to. I'm not.
because you're into that's why I'm asking you because you know what I mean?
I am a skeptic. There is a lot of fake stuff out there.
Because I asked the paranormal guys about certain people, and they were like, "Yeah, those guys are bullshit." But this is, you know what I mean? So, like, because
Yeah.
of course, there's always going to be
I'm a big skeptic.
okay.
There is quite a few. There's a few. I
Uh-huh.
can count on one hand. About a few that I would definitely like endorse them. Like they're really great, and I support them. When I show up sometimes at those like psychic expos and
Oh, I'm
maybe
sure that's like
fairs,
overload of people.
there's interesting things happening, and there's interesting things done by various people. Everyone has their own type of gift. I think it's more rare to find someone who could be a full-blown channel and have the deceased speak through you.
Okay.
I have not been impressed by too many. I could count on one hand. So I am a skeptic, but that's because there's a lot of people out there who's taking advantage of this type of
Yes, of
career.
course. It's like anything. Somebody's gonna try to milk it, and
They want to make money.
Exactly.
And
$1 million.
if you know how to play the game, I guess you could prey on people easily. The way I'm doing it, though, people can't just go and do that. Like, you can't just sit down if you are a fraud and tell someone exactly who their loved one is, how they passed, how old they were, are they buried, are they cremated.
Yeah.
So that's why I refer to myself as an evidential medium and a channel. I don't even like to call myself a psychic because I don't take any credit for it. I feel like I am just this weird radio.
Like a vessel, like a vessel for something.
I am the radio to the other side. I allow them to use me.
Now, when
Yes.
did you first realize that? Like, I would imagine there's a time you're in life, you're going throughout life, and then something happens, and you're like, well, what the hell is this?
So it does. Now we could go down the weird rabbit hole of our childhood. Okay, so it starts off maybe around the age of 5. I grew up in Patchogue.
Right.
I grew up on Oak Street. And probably in kindergarten, I remember coming home from school and leaning against the basement door. I had to be in kindergarten. This is like one of the most distinct memories that I have. And I don't remember anything at that time, at that age. But I was leaning against the basement door. It swung open. This house was from the beginning of the 1930s, end of the 1920s.
Okay,
So it's
old
those
house. Yeah. Old creek.
wood
Yeah.
stairs that go down to the cement slab floor and everything.
Typical horror movie setting.
It was a creepy basement,
Yeah.
but the door randomly swings open. I fall backwards down the stairs,
Oh.
and I go out cold. I'm unconscious. My mom definitely should have brought me to the hospital, and she did not. Instead, she brings me to our living room and lays me on the couch, where eventually I do come to, and I say, "Don't worry, mommy, the angel caught me." Now, I don't know if an angel ever really caught me. Maybe something did stop me from getting super hurt. Now, looking back on everything, and I'll get down that doorway in a minute, that house was pure evil. So I questioned, did something intentionally open the door that day to hurt me?
And then something else saved you.
Or, or both, vice versa.
You know
there
what's
was not a bruise or anything.
Crazy at the same time period. I was maybe a little bit younger. I was living in Queens. We were in we had they have in the second, we lived in the medium, not the medium, the middle, whatever, for 3 families. So we were up there and I was by the stairs and then my cousins were watching me. And I just went,
Boom.
and so I'm talking about down metal stairs, hit the concrete, but nothing happened. I was fine.
No
a full flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Nothing. And my cousin said I was just there and then it was just woof.
I question moments. I mean, those moments, obviously something's
So I feel like something helped me. He's I should, I look at those stairs, when I was there last time on Easter, I'm nothing happened. I should have been decimated.
I agree. So sometimes things step in to save us, and are other things stepping in.
I've had
Yeah.
both. I've had something attached to me and wreck me for a good year.
Yeah, my stories are pretty wild, but that's where I believe it begins.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I don't know which way it goes now is because that house was really, really evil, bad.
Demonic evil?
Yes.
Ooh,
so
shit.
I lived the real, think the Conjuring movies.
I just went and binged them all again, last week.
That's my childhood.
Really?
I lived it. I survived it. There's not many people out there walking around the world who could say that they survived a demonic attack and lived.
Well, he had a demonic
one,
attachment.
So my ex-wife, she's very spiritual, in this whole kind of realm. Not as you are, but she said she's seen something was a dark tall entity with a flannel shirt, a sucked in face, and it entered me, and then as soon as that happened, I was getting these 104 fevers and shaking violently. And I was getting scratch marks all over me, and I would go to urgent care. And she didn't put 2 and 2 together at the time,
the flannel shirt though. That's the part I question.
or something. She's saying it was a weird something entered me. Anyway, I started getting these fevers, so I think you're sick. Kept going to urgent care, and they're we don't know what you're sick, but there's no medical reasoning, and it just. This was going. I would have blackouts, and I have weird marks all over me, and
we're actually on the list to have this guy, Father Dan Rehill, on our podcast. He's the country's leading exorcist in the
I
country.
would love to meet him.
yes,
And he's actually from Long Island, and then he worked on Wall Street for a while, and then he gave it all up, became a Catholic priest, and now he's the country's leading exorcist throughout the country, and he has wild stories. A lot of the exorcisms in movies. A lot of it is true except for the setting.
Yes, they usually bring it to
happens in a church,
yes.
not at the.
Well, The Conjuring, they talk about it we can't get them to a church in time. I think it was the first.
And then they said
one.
There's scenarios they have to go into the home.
because you can't get them out or get them out safely.
Right. Well, then he has a story that he speaks about going into the home and he sees somebody actually levitating, and he was "Yo, it's." Actually happens. They said the closest movie depiction of a demon or demonic attachment. Nefarious.
That's what my cousin told me.
Yeah.
I watched it, dude. Fuck.
Spooky.
Spooky.
So I want to know more.
Yes.
Tell me more.
So that's the first distinct, moment. But I was always weird. I was always hearing things, seeing things. It was always dismissed. You're a small child. Probably around the age of 12, I bring a Ouija board into the house.
I did that too. That was a terrible idea.
Because then you invite it.
Well, we brought nothing but bad. It was the Shirley house we did it in, and we wrecked this house for years.
And I believe it. What I've learned now in life, now that I'm 36, is when you are opening up to the other side, you need to set an intention.
Yes.
So if I'm reading you, my intention is to connect to you, your soul, your higher self, your guides, your loved ones. I'm setting the intention. It does not mean that there could be a hiccup. There could always be a hiccup.
Yeah.
But I'm setting my intention. at that age, when you're that young, you're not setting intentions. You're going, is anybody there?
Yes, exactly. You're
Right.
giving up your free will to whatever is going to come through.
Whatever is closest,
Yes.
whatever hears you is going to come. Now, I would talk to this being all the time. He called himself Dubby.
Dubby.
And that sounds cute.
Yeah, well,
Well, I'm feeling that was a setup.
made himself out to be my protector. Like he was keeping
Now,
me
what-
safe
now-
from the other bad things in our
What was the
house.
like? What does this look like?
I didn't see it, so I
Okay.
don't see it at this point.
Okay,
in
okay,
time.
you just
this is,
hear.
This is me talking to it. Me. Are we good?
That-
It's like
that better?
slowly going down
Yeah.
away
Oh,
from me.
good.
It's like Bianca cannot tell her story. Are we like? Is that good? It literally is slowly going down. Are we good?
We're good.
Do you need me to
I got
start
it.
over?
Oh,
You're gonna
okay.
be cutting this up.
No, we could if we need to.
Okay. Well, if
Should we switch
no,
to
we
this
don't have
mic?
to cut it up. This is weird. This is normal. This is normal. Like
I love it.
Slowly moving down.
it's probably like it's like no, she cannot tell her story. Not to mention like this building. How old is it? You know.
Oh,
Let's
no.
not call things in. Good luck to your office.
Oof. Shots fired.
Good.
All right, I think we're good.
All right. Let's see if the weird continues.
Ooh.
So Ouija board. I'm talking to things, playing with it all the time.
Oh, that's right, because this is the Ouija board. That's why you're
Yep.
not. Okay,
Oak
okay.
Street,
Gotcha.
13. No, not even. I'm under the age of 13 because by 13, that's when we move over to Apple Lane over in Medford, a few blocks behind the high school.
Mhm.
Okay. So I have to be at least, at max, 12 years old. And me and the neighbor kids were always using it. Anyway, so this being's always talking to me. It's calling itself Dubby.
Dubby.
And it acted as if it was my protector. I would use that board all the time, like prove to me that you're real type of thing.
Yeah.
Like show me where a marker is. And it wrote, like box, like look under the bed. I open up my shoe box.
Oh,
there's-
so you
there's a
really were
Sharpie.
using it.
Like
Oh.
I was using it all the time. Now, what I did
Wow.
not realize at the time was I was talking to something that was so beyond evil. And now, as I get older, I try to look back on it and I try to figure out what happened. Why did it call itself Debbie? Now, the neighbor next door, her name was Debbie. So I'm thinking maybe it's a play on words.
Okay.
It was not a play on words.
Oh, okay. Never
I
mind.
found out that if you take those B's and flip them up, those are P's and it spells duppy. A duppy is a malevolent spirit in the Caribbean culture, and its intention is to take over, possess, and literally kill, typically women. And I didn't know that until I hit my mid-30s. I finally figure it out. I'm like, no way. I finally figured it out. Now, the best part is my dad, my family's, they're very Italian. I grew up with an Italian family that didn't speak, much English.
Yes, same here.
But
Yeah.
during the war, my nanny is from Tunisia, which is across in Africa, and my dad was born there in Tunisia. And I tried to look into their culture,
Yeah.
and it's not Catholic roots. It's nothing of that nature.
like that.
There's some weird stuff.
There's a lot of weird.
Yes,
Oof.
because I'm trying to think, why would something like that happen to me?
Yeah, why would it come through? Because that's not typical unless you have some type of.
Right. So I've got interesting family roots. Whatever it
Yes,
is.
whatever it is tied you to get something from that
Right.
side.
Like, why not more of like a Catholic demonic type of being?
Yes, because I always heard like it's more in your
Like-
belief systems.
yeah, like-
That's who they kind
At
of.
this point
like
in time in my
Baal.
life, I don't think so. After the things that I've experienced,
maybe you
last
could
year
enlighten
was
us.
insane. Like I
Really?
could go into a whole
Of
realm
course.
of jinn. I won't.
Yes, I want to know more about this. Please.
I'll explain that
Yes,
one.
yes,
but
yes.
this is where it all begins.
Mhm.
I let that into my house. Now, after that, things get really bad. Think the Conjuring movies. I'm talking
Yeah.
about my bed shaking violently at night,
What?
the TV turning on, channels changing. I'll never forget the time I was in our attic space. My parents built the top floor.
And is
onto
this
that
still
house.
at that first house?
This
or
is the first house.
Okay, so this is the same house. Okay.
Yes, and they built the second floor while we lived there growing up, and brand new up there. So they made this cool attic space. And me and my sister's rooms, we had these tiny little doors that
Oh,
you
yeah, like
you open
little,
up and
yeah,
you
the ones
go
that-
in.
yeah, it's like a crawl space almost.
My mom didn't have too much stuff in there. She had like Christmas decorations
Yeah.
in one corner. So me and my sister turned the entire other side into a Barbie town, like Barbie town.
Yeah.
And I would sit in there by myself and play. And I remember just sitting in there one day staring at the light. And it was one of those globe lights,
Yeah,
that thin, rounded type of
yeah.
light. And I'm sitting there just staring at it and staring at it. And all of a sudden it just explodes in my face. I'm in complete darkness. I hear this thing like growling and talking to me. And the doors are locked, and there's no locks on those little doors. Those were little
Yeah,
doors.
they're just open and close.
Doors would not open. I just remember screaming and screaming and screaming, and then everything goes black. I couldn't even tell you what happened after that. I have no clue. Think, like the Sixth Sense when
Yeah.
the stupid kids lock him up there?
Yeah.
That's what happened to me, but just no kids did it. Something really evil did it. So,
Now you think it was the same being?
Oh, that house was beyond evil.
But I'm saying you think it was the one from
Yes.
you think it was that the whole time or a different?
So there was I think there was layers to it. I found out later on that Oak Street was one of the main roads back in the day for Camp Upton, when the Nazis made that
Right.
go Nazi type of Camp Upton, which is right there in Yaphank. So Oak Street was one of the main roads that when they came home from the war, they would travel there. The house next door was an army barracks. And it was 2 freestanding houses. So as a kid, I would always talk about the dead soldiers and and the lady and her husband next door. Eventually, a man bought that house, pushes it together, and turns it into a home for him and his wife. He went absolutely insane, blew off his wife's head, and killed himself. Something along those lines.
What?
Whoa.
So I would talk about her in that house all the time.
Damn.
I think there was more to it.
Something evil was over there.
So
Let
those
me-
houses were bad.
Let me
It was
ask
like
you,
almost Amityville
have
horror
you-
status.
Now that you have a couple teams you work with, have you been back to that house?
No, I have not. I would love to knock on that door because the same family who purchased it from my family, they still live there. I would love to be like, how is it going?
Yes, did anything happen, or you think
Right.
because you were more in tune, it happened with you and
Well-
playing with the Ouija board?
Think the Amityville Horror, Robert DeFeo, I think his name is.
Yes.
Think that when that family left that house, whatever was there, it ceased to exist. It went after him. So wherever he went,
Yes,
is with-
because people sometimes it's not just the place; it will
attaches-
follow
it
you.
attaches to them.
Yes, it will attach like an object or something or a person. It can.
sometimes a person's targeted. It's not the house.
Yes, because I thought
It's
originally
localized.
when that happened to me, we were living in Shirley, Mastic, and then it followed me to East Northport. So I thought it was just the house. No, it just
you were the
whatever.
target.
Yes, because it kept. I don't know where it started and where it. I know how it ended, but I don't know where it started.
Well, I have a friend, somebody that I work with. I haven't talked to her in a bit, but she had cousins that purchased that house. She would have cousin sleepovers there. She said nothing scary ever happened. It wasn't creepy at all. So whatever was there, I think that's correct. It went with.
Yeah, whatever.
Now,
Yeah.
now, do you think did you do some type of cleanse on yourself to rid yourself of this?
No. So think, now we move. We go to the house over on Apple, and I remember activity now begins in that house, poltergeist activity.
Now, is your parents, anybody else witnessing this, or is it more isolated to you?
They did.
Or they're just blocking it out because parents are parents, you don't want to
Or
think
you're exaggerating.
yes,
type
or
of
you're
thing.
just a kid, you don't.
They thought I was absolutely nuts.
Okay.
Absolutely. But now they look back on everything, they could acknowledge everything and they recognize everything for what it really was. My mom used to take her vegetable knives, her knives, cutting knives, and they would stick them on all of the ledges of our doorways in that house on Oak Street. Really creepy, messed up stuff. There was so many times where I would just wake up in the middle of the night and I'd be standing at the top of the stairs, and as I opened my eyes, I would let go and I would just throw myself down the stairs. And I'm talking about wood, hard, beautiful, polished, glossy steps. And I would never get hurt.
So something was.
I don't know, weird possessed stuff. It got really bad. Think, you're an 11-year-old child. You just wake up. You have no idea how this even happened. 1 minute you're sleeping. Next minute, you must have gone all the way downstairs to get a knife. You go all the way back upstairs, and you just wake up standing there in your parents' bedroom next to their bed holding the knife.
Oh, this thing was trying to push you to.
It was, and that's something I don't even talk about that part too often, but I talk about this story. I'm very public about this.
Yeah.
This was the beginning, the foundation of everything that creates Meeting Bianca Rose.
Yes.
I believe that all of that had to happen in order for me to be where I am today as Meeting Bianca Rose, so I could help the living and the dead.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it prepared me to work in the scary industry.
So it kind of tuned your skills.
I guess, but things get really bad. We moved to Apple. Poltergeist activity begins in that house. I'm talking about things getting thrown around. There was times where I would wake up. I remember in that house, up in my room now, really nice, beautiful house. That house is probably almost $1 million. And I would wake up, and this thing would be pushing me that you cannot see into the mattress, where you are being pinned down, being pushed, where your face is pushing into the mattress, and it's speaking to you in Latin, in this weird language.
It almost sounds like sleep paralysis to a degree.
Well,
That's
sleep
not
paralysis.
even-
No,
intensified.
sleep
So
paralysis.
that's not
way
even sleep
intensified.
paralysis.
Yeah, sleep paralysis where you just
Can't
laying there. You
move.
can't because you're breathing. You're still like in that sleep mode, but something pushing you.
Because there was
I've got stories for sleep paralysis. That was different. It is where something is literally physically pushing you into the mattress. You are
Because you can
as
feel
if,
it.
as if a grown man is literally standing there pushing you into the mattress, and there, you're not in sleep paralysis. You're awake.
Yeah, 'cause
and I remember going, "Please get off me! Please get off me! Like, just let go. I'll do whatever you want. Just let go. I'll do whatever you want." Like, literally fighting with this thing. The things that I experienced is not anything that most people would experience.
right.
Yeah.
So because of all of this, okay, the Bianca you know, and the Bianca most people probably back from high school know, is drug addict Bianca. Okay. I'm not get emotional over this. So when you can't get rid of something like that, when something is getting so bad that's impacting your family, and then on top of that you're dealing with abuse, school's a nightmare. Now you start to look for ways to somehow
Numb
cope.
it.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
By the age of 15, I started doing cocaine. That is like, let's start doing cocaine at 15 years old.
Oh, listen, I did it too at 14, and so like I didn't have
14,
anything. So
15.
yeah, so like listen, I had nothing bad happen, so I feel even worse.
Well, that
I just like
goes
to do
down.
drugs. That was my problem.
Well,
but
I was looking for a way to escape.
I feel like we're all looking for a
way.
way to escape. It's just like that you just try to justify at that age. Like I was young and but we're all trying to numb it.
When I was when I was hanging, I was like straight up smoking angel dust, dude.
Yes,
I was
I
dusted
remember those
out,
days.
bro.
So, but that's what throws me down that
Right.
rabbit hole,
Right.
and it got really bad.
Now let me ask you that: when you did the drugs, did it numb it, or it just amplified it, or it just
I was so far gone. There was a few years of living on the streets.
okay?
Numerous, always, getting in trouble, getting arrested, and then it got to a point where they needed to send me away. I got taken out of high school in the middle of 10th grade and didn't get out until the beginning, like senior year started, maybe a month or two in. That is how long they locked me away, and my parents couldn't afford,
Would you
or
go to a group home?
the
or-
insurance couldn't cover rehab. So,
Oh,
and I
shit.
didn't want to go home. I was terrified. They wanted to send me home. So after numerous, Mather Hospital over and over, I
Oh,
think that
yeah.
type of facility.
Now,
usually they
when
bring
you
me
were there, was the activity
It's like
still happening
Brunswick.
there, or was it?
It's such a blur.
It's such a blur,
It
yeah.
was a really, I lost my whole childhood. I lost junior high. I lost high school. I didn't get to experience my childhood, my teens, or my 20s. It was all taken from me. So there's bits and pieces, but that,
Mhm.
after being placed there, after all of that happens, they wanted to send me home. I didn't want to go home because all I could think of is I can't go back there. Like really bad things are happening there. I don't want to go back there.
Mhm.
So my parents, the insurance they had at the time didn't cover a rehab facility, and the only option was Sagamore Psychiatric
Oh
Hospital.
shit! You were over
Now,
there.
at that age, I don't know what that is, and I go, yes, send me there.
It's not home.
No,
Anything's better
the
than home.
state becomes you are a property.
You're a
Yes,
ward.
you're a property
state.
state.
You're a
It's like
ward.
when we go to prison.
Right.
You are owned by
I
them.
was with women who would rather go back to juvie. Did it just cut out? That was weird. I was with women who would rather go back to juvie versus being there. That place was out of control.
That place is just evil. Like, it
I
has an
remember
evil
waking
vibe.
up in the middle of the night and they'd be rolling me down into the basement as if I was drugged, doing I don't know what. I'm pretty sure they were doing like experimental stuff.
Listen, over there.
I mean,
I've
we
heard
hear
some-
stories about
I've heard.
things like that in psychiatric centers
Well,
all
they
over.
Definitely, that still exists to
Right.
this day.
Yes, like that. That's a whole nother psyop that goes on. That I mean, it's been going on forever.
It was bad. It was bad. I had a very, very bad life. So by the time I get out, high school begins. I'm not allowed back in Pat Med.
Mhm.
They placed me in the Bellport BOCES program so I could finish. I get my high school diploma on time and everything. But then I go back out onto the streets, and I'm on the streets
Right.
for a few years. Really, then I went even further into drugs. It was really bad for a while. 20 years old. I'm very high on Roxy's, okay? And
Yes, the
I
Roxy
have
era.
this vision, and I hear this voice telling me, get pregnant, it will save your life. I intentionally get pregnant. I get pregnant with my twins. I have them by 21. I have, well, they're mine. No idea where their father is. But they saved my life. I went cold turkey. I got pregnant. I went cold turkey off every single, you're coming off crack, cocaine.
Yeah,
Give
yeah,
up
yeah.
that, bro.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Cigarettes.
Is there a
Thank
button?
you. Thank
Yes.
you. We'll just pretend there's a clapping
Yes.
button.
That works.
That works. Well, it was clapping.
They were born 6'1", 6'2". I
Okay.
made it 36 weeks. My daughter, she had some kidney complications and stuff. We had to do major surgery by the age of 6. My son has ADHD, but you know what? Like, they're good. They made it 6'1",
yes.
6'2". They weren't, preemies, and
Mhm.
I really, they saved my life. I was able to get sober
That was a
from
godsend.
the most
That's awesome.
horrific things,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It is like a weird walking miracle that I'm not incarcerated for life or dead.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say, like,
Well, I mean, a lot of the people we grew up with that
Yes,
were
they-
doing
they
drugs
are
are
just-
dead.
especially it was our
Yeah.
era. Like, I'm 38, you're 36, you're a fucking baby. But anyway, but like that whole pill epidemic just wiped everybody
It
off the
did.
map.
Yeah.
There's
Because
a
everybody went to
lot.
heroin, then the fentanyl, and just
Yeah.
Exactly.
It still continues.
no. Oh yeah, of
It-
course.
Oh, it's worse now.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
much. There's
So much
xylazine
worse.
and everything now. Remember we heard the guy was talking about 44% of all the fentanyl has xylazine in it. That flesh
It's a
eating.
murder drug.
And now the Narcan can't even. They're making it
resistant.
strong where the Narcan can't work.
It's resistant.
Yes, it's
yeah.
resisting it.
It is out of control. I can't tell you how many readings I do for clientele where people are coming through telling me they didn't want to die, that the product they purchased was not what they intended to purchase.
Oh yes.
And
yes.
that technically what has now happened to them is murder because that drug dealer has provided them with this product that
Knowing
was supposed
that-
to be something else, and it is literally a murder drug,
Yes.
and a lot of these people, they get away with it, and I see it often. It's very sad.
Well, the government lets this happen. It's all about.
Well, I
trust
mean,
me.
they just made fentanyl, like, if you're a fentanyl dealer, it's like a weapon of mass destruction, which is great.
It
Yes,
is-
but
Yeah.
listen,
It
they
is
let
a
it
weapon.
come
It's-
through from the
it-
cartels in China all day long. They're letting it in. Okay, I don't give a shit. You could crack down the laws, but you're still.
Well,
It's much bigger than.
right, but it's more people are aware of it now. It's really like, I feel China was killing people. Right, it's like
Listen, in
fentanyl is
Kensington,
a weapon of mass
in
destruction.
Kensington,
It kills more people than a bomb does. bro.
China and the cartel were having war. So say you started picking up fentanyl from the cartel. China would put like a 50 grand hit on, or like almost every drug dealer would get a message on their phone. All right, whack them. Or vice versa, the cartel if you purchase from the Chinese. Like, we like human trafficking too. Like, we don't, like, nobody talks about that. That's worse than the drug. That's more money in
They're
drugs.
starting to
and
talk about it, though.
they are,
It's
but
still
every time
only
they
a
do,
small
it gets to a
segment.
certain point and it goes boof, right
I mean,
back down.
I think that society is really waking up now to a
Well,
lot
thank
of
God,
things.
because I'm the idiot that's always advocating for whoever is getting destroyed out there in the streets. I'm the moron that's going to confront the man with the gun and try to stop the person from getting shot.
I
It's just,
think
like,
it's
in my nature.
it's very it's nice to see like a lot of conversations that weren't being had when I was a kid are being had now,
Yeah.
and change happens over time, and it has to be consistent.
Hopefully,
You know.
I hope it's consistent, but that's how I went
What the
down
hell
that
was that?
whole rabbit hole.
You heard that?
What was that?
It was all poof. Something cracked. Yes.
Is anyone out there? Can you see out that window?
Look.
Or
me
are
see.
we just getting attacked by
I don't know.
Bianca's weird?
They're
freak?
listening.
No, there's nobody else.
So
Figures.
you go through you go through all this.
There was somebody through something.
Okay.
So you go through all this.
not a cane.
Graduate high school.
He's trying to get somebody's attention.
Now, when do you get your life to a part that you're like, okay, now I'm a medium?
So 21, I have them, I get sober off of all that heavy stuff,
right.
but I still smoke cannabis very heavily from then until I would say 30.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 30. So this is part of me my entire life.
Okay.
But
Right.
go back to junior high, go back to high school, go back to junior high. It got to the point where I learned you don't tell people that you could talk to the dead. You do not.
Well,
you need to stop saying that, Bianca.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back then. I mean, now it's more. It's more. Oh, it's all over the place on shows and this and that. But back then it was like,
Right.
you would never heard anything about that.
Exactly. So one of the last conversations I had with a best friend in junior high, I told her what I was going through, what I was experiencing, and her comment is, "I think you might be schizophrenic, Bianca. You probably need some help."
Well, that's probably. I mean, I would imagine that's almost where most people that's a skeptic that think, all right, this is all bullshit, would
Right.
go.
Also,
right?
if
Like,
you have-
like the first thing I ever saw about a medium was like Teresa Caputo.
Yes, I knew you were gonna say that.
Long
Her
Island
too.
Medium.
Long Island
I was
Medium.
very skeptical. I thought,
You know, and then now
How-
they got
what's
now
your-
they have that Snooki show where she's a medium.
Oh,
What? I don't know.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Teresa one? The Long Island. Do you think she's?
So I was very on the fence for a long time. I recently attended a funeral to support a family that I've helped through many passings and so forth.
Oh.
And a woman showed up there that I haven't seen since I was a kid, who lived on Oak Street.
Oh,
and
really?
She told me this story about a very horrific story. I won't go into those graphic details of these little girls losing their lives in a very disturbing car accident. Anyway, she was not supposed to be at Teresa's show that she was doing. I don't know how many years ago this is. And last minute, a friend of hers decided that she wasn't able to go, gave her the ticket. So Teresa Caputo, think of it this way, doesn't know that this woman's going to be coming to
Yeah,
her
there's
show.
no way.
See,
to
that's
do
where
research.
it comes in. It's like
Yes.
somebody Googles something
Yes.
Right.
and knows the name.
So she wouldn't have known if there was a roster of names
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that woman was going to be attending. During the show, she went over to her at one point to talk about, her I think it was like her sister's kids and everything. And the thing she said, she knew about it.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
knew what happened. To me, I get goosebumps. So to me, that right there, hearing that story not too long ago, I think it was like a month or so ago, I was like, oh, then she definitely must be the real deal.
Yeah.
Because that story I couldn't get out of my head for days. The disturbing thing that happened to those children, and the fact that she knew that, not knowing that woman would be attending that event because
Yes.
she was not.
Especially because that
supposed to
wasn't
be
on
there.
now, especially days. If you have a roster of people, you can do a lot of
and,
information.
and you have a
Could.
team of people
If it's
behind
people,
it.
and you pick out a couple people in the audience. Anything traumatic happened to one person. All you need is like one person to have something traumatic in that audience.
Right.
But she would have no idea this lady
No,
was there,
so that,
or the
to
story
me,
was that wild.
It was very graphic.
Yes.
It
What-
was insane.
What are your thoughts on tarot cards?
Tarot, very complicated to learn. I don't think it's that easy to learn, honestly. I tried for many years. That was one of the things that I started messing around with when I was a kid and everything. I don't even use them to this day. I do have an oracle deck that I like to use.
I think my ex-wife uses an oracle deck thing. But
Those are like angel cards.
yeah.
Right?
I don't even think I might have it out there. I don't know if I do. No. So it's very similar. It's just like the tarot deck, but they're oracle cards. I don't know. It's the same deck I've been using for years with my clientele, so half of them are ripped and all crazy looking. But I've built a relationship with that one deck. I've always used the same deck. And the
Yeah,
way
so I heard it's supposed to, you like build a rapport with it.
Right.
Almost.
So since it's an oracle deck, each one has a specific meaning versus a tarot card. Like too many freaking layers to it.
Yeah.
The oracle cards
Where
are
it can get a little
easier.
muddy in the waters. Like when it's
I
like
don't know,
10
it's too
meetings for one.
complicated.
Yeah, it's just
It's too much. It's like
you could pull from too much for
1,000
every
things.
every card.
For me, it's too much for my brain to comprehend. But the oracle cards is really great, and I built a relationship with it over the years. The way I started using it was every day I'd pull one card. What do I need to hear today?
Yeah.
Or past, present, and future. That's the only way I do it. 3 cards. The first one's the past, middle one's the present, last one's the future. So that's the only 2 ways I typically will do it. Sometimes I'll put a whole bunch out, like we're looking at a whole story.
Yeah.
But I don't use that deck unless I really need to. I'll bring it with me to a reading. Say we needed some extra, just to double check maybe a career change after everything I just said from your people. So I just want to check, and I'll pull the cards from them. I still give it to them, and it always lines up with whatever the hell I just said.
Yeah.
So it is a very useful tool if you know how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you still, I don't know, I don't use it the way other people use it. It's still coming from like my weird media.
Yeah, you're just using it as like an extra tool.
I'm like checking. Let me double check that.
Yes.
Okay. Let me double check that, you're going to get that job.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I do like to use them occasionally, very rarely.
On your, I guess, escapades with the Long Island Paranormal team, what have you found to be the most haunted Long Island spot?
I want to know if it's
or
what they
spot
said, 'cause
ever.
they told us
or,
a spot.
or spot ever. Because
Yes.
I know you go around
do.
the country.
Because there was one spot that I want to see if you're going to say the same one. On Long Island. We'll
Well,
say
I already
Long
know
Island.
their spots. It's Mount Misery.
Yeah, Mount
and,
Misery. There we
like,
go.
the key ones.
He won't tell me what the entity was. He's like, I can't tell you. Because I was like, I want to know
You
so
shouldn't
bad.
go there.
I was there one time.
But so there's various zones. I'm sure he broke it down for you.
He did, but he said there was it was like a demonology database. They had, what do you say, had two mediums with him that
So
drew
my
pictures.
best friend who couldn't make it today, she was booked for too many things.
Oh.
I will make sure to bring her on eventually. But it was her and another individual in the group. They both drew the same.
Yes,
picture.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
And
yes.
they smell sulfur,
Sulfur, yeah.
individually
Right.
at
There was a
different
whole bunch of things that
times.
were happening. And
So-
something about what was it, every 7 years or something?
Yeah.
There's a cycle.
They
And,
noticed
like,
the
September-
pattern.
Yes.
The full moon equinox
Yes,
in the
that
fall
too.
typically ends in September. It's like every 7 years. I haven't had anything too crazy happen to me being there with them.
Or by yourself.
So I don't want to put it to that area, but I grew up hearing stories. My dad back in, I don't know, whatever year it was, when he lived in Huntington and he was like a taxi cab driver, he said that he saw this man he saw a woman float across the road out there, like woman in white type of thing.
That's why I voted the woman in white. Yes.
And then I
yes.
think another time he was with some buddies of his, friends. He was telling the story. He told it my whole childhood how one of them went into the woods and like he kind of like ventured off, kind of disappeared,
Yeah.
and they just start hearing him screaming, and they're like calling out to him, and eventually he comes out, and there's blood dripping down from his eyes, and he said that this huge man, he looked like an indigenous, like an Indian, came up to him and grabbed him by the head and dug his thumbs into like his eye sockets.
What?
What?
Yeah, weird stuff. I grew up hearing about that area, which
That's wild.
is a little bit different.
Wait, so like this was like an entity that like
yeah, like a big.
Native American,
Native
because they hate us.
American.
I always heard like those.
Well, it depends.
Well, somebody no,
Well,
not that.
there's
No,
like,
but like because we did so much
Ronkonkoma
wrong to
Lake.
them.
Right, we slaughtered
yes,
their people. We took
Lake
their land.
Ronkonkoma.
Not we though.
Yeah,
Them.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't us. Yes,
So
but I'm just saying.
this is going to take a little bit different of a direction because we talk about a lot of comic books on here, and I can't help but see you got Batman and a whole bunch of DC heroes
It just got redone, so it's
all
still healing.
over your arms.
Yeah, it just got.
Oh, you have the 90s version. Yes, the
I
little.
do. This
I grew
is
up on
still
that.
healing actually because I just had it. He just redid the whole arm again in between my crazy adventures. I don't know how I managed that
Ah.
that week, but yeah.
So is that why Batman?
So, going back to my crazy upbringing
Uh-huh.
with drugs, many suicide attempts,
Uh-huh.
trying to take my life. There's a lot of scars on my arm that I wanted to cover
Uh-huh.
as I got older, and the way I saw it, well, one, the '90s, Batman and everything, but it's mostly the villains. I think this is like my shadow
That's so
side.
dope,
Like
yes.
I lived the darkest of shit. Okay, now this is more of my like moving forward into the future arm. Like this is more spiritual.
Mhm.
Like where I stand today.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
I use that as my kind of like
I love that Joker. That's my favorite Joker.
yeah. It came out so great. Buster's great. Inkbuster
There you
for
go.
whoever's watching.
Shout
this
out to
episode.
Shout out to him.
Buster over at Inkbuster. That's over on I think Portion Lake Ronkonkoma.
Oh, it's over there. Okay,
Yeah.
I must have passed him. I'm always in that area.
Yes, it is. He is the man. He is the man.
Yeah, I gotta get a
awesome.
bunch of stuff redone. That's my next ventures. I'm
Well.
redoing everything. I'm doing a whole bodysuit.
I recommend him.
Well, then I'll check him out. He's right there. He's not far.
What was I saying before that?
Oh, I'm about to Mount Misery.
Oh, yeah,
so
we were-
so the
right.
most
Yes.
haunted spots.
Yes.
In that area, growing up when we were kids,
Mhm.
I went there with a bunch of friends.
Well, they
Just
said,
like I went-
they said that they also did a little investigation in what I know is 40 acres in Patchogue on, what is that, Oak Street?
Oh, you're talking about the witch's tree.
Which
I
is yes,
guess,
yes,
yes.
yes. That's what. Yes, it was something.
Because we used to party in there as kids.
Yeah, really, really bad that we did that. So as I get older, I like to go there, which I haven't done in a bit, but I like to do like creepy, like witchy rituals at that tree. And there's been times where I've lit fires and, you know, made a whole circle. But when we were teens, me and my friend, we used to do that. Back then, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I just kept doing all the stupid things. But I remember feeling like everything like circling in on us, and it's really interesting. So now I go there when I want to do some cool witchy stuff, and I need some. I'm embodying and calling in the witches who were hung there.
So now
they are
okay. So they were actual.
I'm honoring them. I'm leaving an offering. I'm putting money in the tree.
Okay,
I'm honoring, especially because there's like glass.
See what's crazy. I had no clue there was this type of history there.
Absolutely, Patchogue, Sayville. There's insane history on this island. You know, you could go all the way back to the 1600s, 1700s. We had our own witch trials here. It's not just that does not pertain to Salem.
Oh shit!
Like I'm going to the Sayville Grange after this to go do my photo shoot and video shoot. That was Long Island's Salem.
Really?
That was their witch trials. Like they're, you know, that's.
Listen, I believe in all
It's
that.
screwed up that we don't learn about this stuff in school here.
Or did we? And we didn't pay attention to anything because we were that great.
Might have been that too.
I think I made it to like 10th grade education before I got booted out of like 3 different schools. So like I don't remember shit. So I could have brought it up. I have no idea.
I've learned so much now with my career because I have to go. I work with so many historical locations, so many historical buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I've learned more about like history and everything working in this industry.
Well, it's also because you want to learn about it now. It's different. Like back then, I feel like we were forced upon it.
I wish I did though, because it's so cool now.
It's fascinating. History is fascinating.
It is, and I have some cool old stuff, and I don't know.
Especially like that, like I don't know, like the Mount Misery. I remember with Sweet Hollow Road. It's like because we used to go there, park the car, turn it off.
Well, that's one of my crazy experiences.
And then it would go in reverse, right?
Yes,
well,
it would start.
It was worse than that.
Well,
when we went, I remember being in the back seat of my friend's car. He parks it underneath the bridge. And
yes, the bridge.
Roll.
Yes.
You're supposed to have baby powder on your windows to see the fingerprints and stuff, which I think he did.
Really?
But I was in the back seat and no one was with us. There was 1,000 little hands slamming their hands all over the vehicle, like boom, 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 all over the windows. Everywhere.
We gotta go there.
I was crouched down in the back seat and I'm going, drive, like I'm having like a heart attack in the back seat because this is I think 15, you know, 15 years old. 15, 16, before Bianca gets sent away. That's probably the age. I don't know. I was terrified. That's probably the coolest, creepiest for that location.
Now, let me ask you a question. You ever been to Kings Park, over there?
I have, absolutely. But the last time I went, Tori.
Yes.
That is the last time I went there.
She took pictures there and shit.
You know what's crazy? I went...
That's 10 years ago. I was 26.
I went, was it last week? When did I go? Last week. So my phone never glitches out. Like I was taking a video and my phone just literally started bugging out. Video kept cutting out. I was like, what the... As soon as I don't know what building I got. Every time I got close to the building, my phone would just start bugging. And like iPhone 16 doesn't bug out. Like I'd never seen I make a million videos on that phone. It never glitches out. That was the only time it's ever happened. Was
high
there.
Energy area.
Yes, like it was insane. And the phone started bugging out. I was like,
I believe it.
I was like, ooh, I could feel it. I get the tingles on the back of my neck.
It's been 10 years. I was 26 and I went with Tori and it was snowing out that day. A lot of snow. And I was wearing snow pants and snow boots. And she brought me into the building and gets me to go all the way to the top and in snow boots and snow pants, have me walk across the wood beam. Looking back on that, that was a very bad idea. Because if I were to fall, I would have not survived.
And good luck trying to get you out of there.
And snow pants, trying to walk in this big snowsuit in the middle of the winter. So that was my last experience there. I remember they smoked like an owl or whatever. And I'm just bugging out the whole time, hearing and feeling everything, not saying anything.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that she took pictures looking like a vampire or something.
If I was there,
until she went back a couple times, probably too.
I still have those pictures. She just recently, actually, I think, sent me some. But I remember the light fixture, like swinging back and forth, and they're all just fine. And I'm like, guys, like uncomfortable.
Yeah,
because you're feeling
right. Looking back on that now everything, I don't know, it all makes a lot of sense. Because for many years, I did question, am I absolutely insane?
Well, because
Am I
yeah, I mean,
schizophrenic?
I'm sure especially when you're hearing from other people, you're like, wait, hon, am I really out of my fucking mind?
And,
Or-
and especially if it's people that you care about and that care
Yeah.
about you,
Right.
and they're like,
and then plus you throw a little
might-
drugs in the mix. Now you really start to question, like, what am I?
Yeah, it was an interesting ride, but now, like, I hit my 30s, now I'm doing this for a living.
Yes.
The best way to validate it for yourself when you're first stepping into it fully, like as a career, is just start doing readings with complete strangers. Somebody that you've never met in your life, like have random people sent to you type of
So like,
situation.
how would it like usually go? Like when you?
Well, I would sit down and begin and everything, but that's where I really learned, like, holy crap, this is real, because I'm sitting with a complete stranger and I'm telling them all these insane things that I'm being told.
Now let me ask you a question. When you is there certain times where it's just like when you're with a person, it's just not clear, or somebody's not coming through,
No,
or is
it
it?
always.
It's like right now, if you checked in, you could
Yeah,
on us,
absolutely.
really.
But we would begin.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, we're like, I'm gonna,
I'm just curious
sit
how it
down,
works. I'm just
gonna
curious.
set the intention, say, to connect to you.
Mhm.
And my only question before we start is, are you open to anything and everything? Because I want your full permission
Yes.
to tap into everything. And then I begin. I do it so different than other people. I will always use the parents of you as my root. And I will start with them. I will feel, did they marry? Are they still married? Are they still together? Are they, and from there, who's alive, who's not alive? And I kind of venture off, kind of like a family tree.
Okay, so you kind of
You
like
know,
work
and
your way
then-
out.
But the way I make them line up in order, I just use that as my root. And I want everyone to step forward in order of literally who passed first type of situation. Like this way I'm going through life like on a timeline. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay.
So I'm
okay,
going
I
to go
got it,
back to whoever, say, Grandpa passed before Grandma. I'm going to go back to the beginning. I will start with him, and I'm going to describe, how old he was. Is he buried? Is he cremated? What exactly happened to him? Sometimes they'll tell me their name. I love when they do that. All of it's really
See,
cool.
like
but those are really cool
I did
moments.
once. Like his name, what was his name? My ex-wife made me go. His name Jim Farr. I don't know, something. He's all the way out east.
Jeffree Star.
No,
Jeffrey
Jim
Owens.
Farr. Or something. I'm messing up his name. His name,
don't know.
whatever. I don't know. But he like did like he was. I don't know. He didn't give me anything that was like so concrete.
See, now that's
Like,
I need
like,
evidence.
Yes, like I wanted something to be like. So I was like,
So that's why I call myself an evidential medium, and I'm
Yes.
doing it on a timeline. Meaning, I'm going to go back to whoever passed first, and I want them to tell me everything. Explain to me exactly what happens to your body. Are you in the hospital? Are you in the house? Are you out on the streets? Exactly what happens, okay? How old you were. Then from there, think the service says, do we do cremation? Do we do burial? And so forth. So I'm going to go from person to person to person to person to person. And then from there, I'm going to have them start talking about you and your life. Are you married or are you not married? Are you have kids? How many kids do you have specifically? Is it, 2 girls, 1 boy, like literally the exact placement of
Yeah.
each, how old they are, what's going on with them, and then so forth. And then sometimes I'll move into animals too. Those are kids. So I'm going to pull forward the animals where I need to, and then from there, after we get through all of the dead, then we're going to go into your life and talk about stuff that's happening in the living, your marriage, your relationship, your kids, your career, etc.
Okay.
etc.
that's when you start really diving.
Now-
It's all of it.
Yes,
It's
yes,
like freaking
yes.
mind blowing. How
Yes.
and I never know who I'm meeting. I'm given a first name, and sometimes if it's in person, I'm given an address, and I just show up, or I meet at a coffee shop. Or,
Does it ever happen like you'll be in the supermarket or whatever?
No, I
you
don't
get
do
the
that anymore.
feeling?
no, I try not. I don't. No, so it's kind of like turn on, turn off.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying. It's like if you're around certain people, is it more?
And it's
or
just
is it
overwhelming,
less?
and
Yeah.
you have to say something.
So sometimes yes, sometimes no. I have stopped doing that a bit because I did that for my kid's dentist one year, and
Oh, yeah.
the mom would not stop. She would not stop. She kept talking about his jewelry collection that he acquired from her. So I left that message with the receptionist to tell him, because he was still with a patient, although they really wanted me to wait to sit with him, whatever. A week later, I get a phone call saying that they don't take my insurance anymore for the kids.
How convenient.
I think I made them uncomfortable. You don't know.
Right.
I think to me, it's permission. You don't want to just start relaying random messages to random people. I feel like they need to seek my assistance. Not to mention, it is draining. It is
I would
draining.
imagine.
Now, that
I would
my next
imagine it's
question, like,
very
is it-
draining on
is
your.
it, is it very taxing on you?
So when I'm
like after a
doing-
session, like are you like,
One reading, I'm okay. 2 readings, I'm okay. When I'm doing a full day of reading after reading after reading, the best way to describe it, or say I do a gallery, by the time I'm done, I look drunk. I look drunk and I feel drunk.
Like the other day when I saw you on I think it was your story, and you were
Where was I
coming
coming
home.
from?
I think maybe Pennsylvania, somewhere. You
Okay.
were coming from somewhere,
Probably not
and
okay.
you were like, I feel drunk, and you even looked
Oh.
drained.
I know what you're talking about. I had to do my Kutchog reveal at
Yes.
the library, presenting with Long Island Paranormal
That was it.
Investigators.
Okay.
It was a presentation showing them the evidence of EVPs.
oh,
from
I seen
2
that.
years
Okay, I
of
know
the
you're talking about.
public-
Yeah, I seen it.
And when I was done, I felt like I just did a gallery. I felt wasted. I'm driving home like, why do I feel like this? Even during it. Some of the guests who are people who follow me to all of my events wanted to talk to me at the end. And I'm sitting there and I could feel it in my face. Like I could feel
Where you just feel drained.
where you feel drunk.
Oh,
I'm like,
where
oh
you
my
got,
God. I'm like, I look wasted right now. Like, you could feel it in your face. And you're trying so hard to have a conversation, and it's like you just feel,
Yeah.
feel like you are high.
Yeah,
or
you're like, all
drunk.
right, I'm
I
more.
can't. It's the weirdest. It's weird. It's interesting.
Well, you're using energy, like at the end of the day.
it's
you know
like
what I mean?
it's like a cheap. I'm a cheap. I don't know. Like talk to the spirits. You get drunk. It's weird. That's literally kind of what happens to my body as we get to the end. I don't know. It's strange, but I notice sometimes in public settings,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
when I do receive something, I won't say it. Very rarely will I do that, but I'm also noticing when I say I meet up with someone, I run into someone on the streets that I know, and they want to start talking to me. I feel my face getting weird, and I'm like, don't do this right now. Like, I don't want to channel you.
yeah, you're
I
just
can
trying to
feel
have a
it.
conversation with somebody and
And
chill.
it's
Yeah.
weird. You start to feel like as if you're in the middle of just smoking while someone's or drinking.
Yeah.
You could feel this shift in your face. I can't explain it.
You think
and
it's like
no,
something's
no.
passing through you, obviously.
They're
So
like, they want to talk,
Yeah.
and I'm not doing it right.
so now when you're playing, kind of like you're trying to like block them out, kind of
yeah,
just like.
and I feel weird, and I'm like, oh God, I'm being so weird right now. Like I'm weird.
Well, because you're
I'm
kind of
such a
like
weird
in one
person.
place and another place at the same time.
But I feel like my face gives it away sometimes.
Really?
Like I feel like I'm giving off this look of like, is Bianca intoxicated right now? That's kind of, I don't know, it's so strange. I can't explain it. So being normal in public is not always an option.
Oh, well, I guess.
Ever, actually.
So how long did it take you from you like starting to like really embrace this to getting to where you are now?
In the height of COVID, I'm going to go back to, I guess, 2023?
Okay.
No, maybe 2020. 2020. 2020, I think it was. When did it start? 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah, 29.
So it
End of
started
2019
2020.
started around like
2020.
winter.
So we were on lockdown, and Medium Fleur, I love her. She was originally based in LA. Then she expanded out to Portugal. She's got a home, I think she still has her home in LA and Portugal, and I think she just got an apartment also in New York City. Very well known, not in the paranormal industry. I guess as a psychic medium, but she is a genius. She should have been a scientist. She's so brilliant. She was going to college for like neurology. Like she really smart, like neuroscience.
Yeah.
Think neuroscience.
Okay.
Okay. But in college, she became very, very sick because she wasn't doing what she should have been doing. So she's a very well-known medium. But during the height of COVID, she wasn't able to perform. Think huge galleries in front of huge audiences.
Right.
And she did an online one on Instagram. And I won to be read in front of thousands of people that were going to be watching online. And I asked for one thing before this show began, and I told all my family too. I'm like, y'all better watch this. Y'all better watch this. I wanted everyone to watch. And the one thing I wanted was to be acknowledged that I could talk to the dead.
Oh, okay,
that
like,
this is
okay.
real. So my cousin Steven, he comes through. He overdosed back in 2018. He did a lot of cocaine, and then to help with the come down, I forget if it was some sort of opiate to try and shift.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
it sounds about it, yeah.
He ended up overdosing in bed and choked to death on his vomit.
Mm.
So
Damn.
he is quite the guide for me because he came through that day and talked about himself, of course, which makes sense because of who he is. But at the end, he needed her to tell me that, by the way, Bianca, you can talk to the dead, and you're about to go on this insane journey, and I'm going to be with you for every step of the way. So once I heard that, I was like, yes, because I got the validation I wanted.
Right.
All the family was watching that live, and finally it was said by some very well-known, famous medium.
Yeah.
So that day, I decided to fully, because I started smoking cigarettes again, fully quit smoking cigarettes. I had my last cigarette that night, and I stopped eating red meat and pork. I started, you know, I like decided, okay,
Did a
this
total
is it.
shift.
I'm like, I gotta make sure that I take care of myself then if I'm gonna try to.
So your
expand.
your
vessel.
vibration is at its highest. pretty
Right.
much.
So I did take.
Even though that thing right there is terrible for you.
I only drink it.
So bad.
Well,
Worse than all of them. I
is
just
it
from my
worse than
research.
the others?
Yes, I'm telling you,
All right.
Celsius.
Well, now I'm gonna switch it up again.
Yes. I'm
I
telling you,
typically
that-
only have them if I'm doing overnights.
I'm just saying, out of all of them, that one's the worst.
Well,
with
if
the
you-
heavy metals.
I will try something else then, and you tell me why. Because when you're spending 4 days locked in a location,
no.
not sleeping for 4 days by yourself, you need something to keep you going.
Bro, this is when we should have the dub. What's
Oh yeah,
bro?
man.
We have to do that.
No, you know what's crazy.
And the coffee thing too.
Yeah, so
Are you supposed to promote something?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. We're
we
supposed to go with
got,
3 things.
Well, you better start putting it on the table for
Well,
me.
we're
I
waiting for
know.
it to. Did it come in yet? Is it coming to your place?
coming to my place.
Okay, so
so we're still waiting for Attorney Shield to get a code.
yeah, bro, I could use when I got pulled over by undercovers the other day.
So
Someone from
Attorney
Car.
Shield is this thing that you could get. It's an app that you could download,
Yes.
and we're gonna get a code that people get like 10% off. But like, let's say you get pulled
Oh, so
over.
this is a perfect interest. Let me tell my story from the other night.
You open the app and you get to talk to a lawyer, and the lawyer will talk to the cop for you instead of you talk to the cop.
Yeah, so like the other night,
Shout
I
out
was
Attorney Shield.
Who's doing this?
Attorney Shield.
Attorney Shield. So like the other night, I was driving, about to pick up food, just got out of work, driving for 2 hours. I see a white Cherokee up my ass. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, so I start pumping my brakes. I see this. He had like the littlest lights in his in the grill. I'm like, what the fuck? Pull me over. I'm like, what do you pull me over for? He's like, you're riding the line. I'm like, what line am I riding, bro? I'm like, and it was BSO who arrested me years ago. And yeah, he was just busting my balls. He was just like, what are you doing over here? I'm like, dude, I'm getting food. Like, he's like, why? I gave him a PBA card. He's like asking me questions about that. And I'm like, what are you pulling me over for? Like, I see you like looking through the car with him and his partner. And like, they keep whispering to each other. I'm like, what's up, bro? Like, where are we going with this? I'm not letting you rip me out of the car and search me. You're not even running my license. Or you keep asking me if I've been arrested. How many times I've been arrested? Do I have drugs? I'm like, bro.
Tattoos.
I know, of course. I was in Plainview. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Thank God I have not done that in a long time. Knock on wood
So
for that.
it's called. What screwed up is right after she just told her story. The drink, the drink that has no caffeine, but it's like a natural
Gin-less energy drink.
It's called Dubby.
Dubby.
Stop it.
I
Swear
swear
to
to
God.
God.
Stop.
Swear to God, we're not
swear to God,
joking.
Dubby Energy.
Now, and wait, hold on.
What?
Yes, it's called
That's
Dubby.
so weird.
What?
Yes, that's why I brought it up. When you said it, I was like, oh, shit. I didn't say nothing before. I was waiting to like
Right.
say it. Like I was.
So
trying
it's
to-
called Dubby Energy. Use Project Mayhem. Project
code.
Mayhem as the promo code. You get 10% off. Rise Coffee.
There we go.
Mushroom coffee.
Mushroom coffee.
It's got 6 different mushrooms in it.
Okay.
It's better than Celsius.
It is great.
Safer.
Do you drink it?
It has it
Not
has
yet.
so Rise coffee
I
has
know what Rise is.
it has
Oh, do you? So
it has
boom, there you
caffeine
go.
in it. It's
Do
great.
you drink it
I've been
then?
drinking it the
No, I
past
do
couple
not.
days. I forgot to bring it here, but I've been drinking it the past couple days. It's
Oh, have you been?
It's great.
bro. What the hell,
It's
man?
great.
I'm your partner.
It's
here.
great.
I don't get any.
So, what do you call it? Project Mayhem. You get, I think it's like 25% off your first purchase and 10% off moving forward.
Yes, please use promo code.
So yeah,
Project
man, Rise Coffee is good, dude. I drank it the past couple days. You feel very focused.
All right, bro.
Have you tried it?
No.
But you know what it is.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
wait,
so
tell
like,
me
there's
now.
another one
I
called.
don't want to not support them though. No offense, but it's just not my cup
No,
of tea.
right.
cup.
So there's another one. There's another one that's called Everyday Dose. Everyday Dose is okay too.
Oh, so wait, is it like different blends or something?
So Rise, yeah. So they got like hot cocoa. The hot cocoa I heard is good. I'm ordering that one. The
Tell me how the
coffee
hot
I
cocoa
got,
is.
I'm not gonna lie, a little earthy.
It's very earthy.
Is
You
it?
know what I mean? Like,
I'm
yeah,
good on that.
you gotta
I'm good on
you
that.
gotta mix it
No
with some
offense.
coffee. That's what I've noticed.
I want
You
to
know
try the
what I mean?
Dubby because I'm a big
I'm not
pre-workout
trying
guy.
the Dubby because of the name. That is insane.
That's what's
Dubby,
crazy.
yes.
When you were saying
you
that,
said it earlier, I was like,
oh
yo,
shit,
What?
that's what it's called.
This is too not weird. This is normal, I guess. This is like crazy. So the coffee that you're talking about, I actually buy this health bar, protein bar. It's a protein
Okay.
bar. I find it at Sam's Club. So I
Oh.
can get a huge box. It's
Right. Shout
better
out to
for-
Sam's Club. I
Shout
love
out to Sam's
Sam's
Club.
Huge box of it. God, I wish I could remember the name of it right now, but it's like no sugar, no nothing in it. I think it's got like 1 gram of sugar in it, and it's 15 grams of protein. But it's made with lion's mane and a few other aptogens, if I'm saying that
Yeah.
correctly. I like to eat one of those before I do readings. I notice it like boosts my,
For sure.
my brain, my
Yeah.
clarity.
You're focused too.
Same function as that coffee.
Right.
But those taste really good, and I like
Yeah,
to
no,
eat
the
them.
Rise coffee very earthy, bro. Yeah, I had to mix it with coffee just.
Well,
to-
you know, I'm a pre-workout guy. Walk AF.
So-
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Forgot that. That's from Bucked Up.
You might have to chug it. The Rise.
Oh, I was like, what? I dry scoop the pre-workout. I can't.
He's
I
a
can't.
savage.
I'm a savage. I go
He's
woof,
a-
water, and that's it. I should bring it in. I
I've
should
tried
do it
to
in-
prove that shit makes me feel like
No.
very
This
tingly.
is not
very
this
tingly.
is not like that. It depends on the pre-workout. This is not
Okay.
like that. Walk AF.
I'm gonna.
Shout out, Bucked Up.
I'll send you that bar.
I'm trying to get Dr. Squatch next.
Who the hell is Dr. Squatch?
The soap. You
What-
never
what-
heard of
what-
it? Oh,
what-
it's
what-
great
what-
fucking soap, dude.
Wait, soap? I'm so confused. I'm
Yeah.
lost. How do we get from coffee to soap?
I'm
He
just
wants to support it.
yeah, things
wants
to.
to
Oh, support it,
right,
okay.
right. Things to.
Yeah, because I think Red Bull, we're
affiliates.
never going to get Red Bull. so-
Red Bull would be dope.
Yeah, but that's not happening.
I know. Red Bull.
You might be able to do Monster though.
Gatorade.
What?
Well, Monster,
Gatorade, we
contact
drink-
us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Contact us.
I agree. Okay. Don't know where my brain was before.
All right, so wait, hold on. Let's.
Oh, so we were talking about
no,
you.
no,
So,
wait,
so
hold
you
on, no.
finally got recognized. You got recognized
Yes,
by
but
this.
I have a question after we're done with this.
Oh.
Before we all forget, because nobody
What's the question?
gin.
Oh yes, Jin.
I'll jump
Well,
into the
segue
creepy
into that.
Yes,
story.
we just segue because I've been dying
And
to
then
hear more about this.
aliens too, if you believe in those.
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
Like,
I'm
go
big.
all the way
I'm
down.
big. This is all my forte. So please,
Okay.
I love when people jump in it with me.
Well, medium fleur, that was huge. I did take a course with Candace Dalton because I could not afford any of her courses when it comes to fleur. I can't afford that.
Mhm.
I came across at the time, I was looking for someone to, so my goal at that moment in time was
Oh.
I need to learn how to open up properly and shut down properly.
Okay,
I
so
already know that I know what to do. I already do what I do, but I need to make sure that I have maybe some safety things put into place. So
Right.
my intention when I took her course was to figure that part out. How to open up properly, how to shut down properly, not to be this constant revolving door to the death.
because something could, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and especially if your guard's not up, and then
Exactly. So from that, I learned, I created an opening off of that, what I do before reading, what I do when I'm done and everything. And that changed the game for me.
Mhm.
I wanted to be so much like these other mediums where they could just start talking. But for the longest time since I was a little girl, what they would do is they would take my hand and make me write. So I was the creepy kid, think red rum, writing on the mirror.
Yeah.
I'm that kid. I'm letting things talk to me like this. Okay, so as I get older, I noticed that every time my finger would start to just move on its own, doing a circle or a figure eight, that meant something was in the room and wanted to communicate with me. So they like to call me in the paranormal industry the human Ouija board.
oh,
That checks out.
Because since I was little, that's what I would do. So for the first whatever amount of years working in this industry, that's how I would perform in front of people. I would just rest my hand on a book and I would do this really fast. So think, I am the Ouija board, I am the planchette.
I used to
Instead of
watch
going
some of
from
your
letter to
lives and
letter.
see you doing that. I'm like, what the
Yes.
fuck is
So
she
they're
doing?
taking my hand and writing very fast. And I'm telling you everything that they're saying. I used to write it all down.
that
Takes
probably
way
yeah,
too
is
long.
way too much.
I learned just let's do this instead. You talk, person could say record, catch everything that I'm
Okay,
doing.
yeah. Okay.
But this year, I stopped doing that. Now it's just flowing out of my mouth.
Well, it's like anything.
I
The
don't
more
know.
you work at
It's
it, the
like
more you go.
transforming.
Working out a muscle.
Yeah, it's like you
I
know going
guess.
to the gym. It's like you're building up. You know what I mean?
It's changing. It's changing. It's very fast, very precise. I don't have to do that anymore, I guess. I don't know. So that's kind of like where it shifts to begin. And then from there, shortly after, I start doing my readings. It's the height of COVID. I start doing it from the house and everything. That was great. That was great. That was me being able to start what I'm doing and
Yeah.
everything. From there, I saw eventually that there was an ad on Facebook. Long Island Paranormal Investigators were looking for new members. I sent in a thing, applying and everything. They end up calling me down. They interview me. I'm ecstatic because I grew up
Right.
living the weird.
Yeah. So now you get to do it.
I give them credit because they got me to come back into the spooky side of it
Oh.
and not just focus on connecting to people's loved ones.
Yeah. So now you get to go into the whole broader.
He
Right.
said so next month sometime. He said he's
I
going to
can't
take
wait.
us on one of
Yes.
the investigations,
Okay.
and then we're going to have a podcast
After it to talk about what happened on
the
it.
whole thing.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll be there. Maybe I won't. I'm not sure. We'll see. Most likely I'll be there if he's doing it on a weekday. Usually I'm on the island,
Okay.
and I'm there if you're doing it on a Thursday.
So we'll
So
try
we
to-
should do it on the Thursday.
Thursday. That's what I heard. And that's
Okay.
what I heard. Do it on a Thursday.
Yes, that's what I heard.
That's
Do it
they
Thursday.
They go out Thursday nights.
Oh, okay. So that's
Okay.
the thing. Okay.
Typically, I should be there when you do.
Okay.
That would be perfect. Thursday,
I
and then we
wanna-
could do it this Saturday.
It's kind of weird. I've been
This
fiending.
Saturday.
I haven't had that activity. Like we're seeing had weird, crazy shit happen to me in a long time. But like I've been fiending it like a crackhead.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know
I've
if that
had
makes
this.
any sense.
Be careful.
I've had. This,
I know. My
Well,
ex-wife tells me, she goes, bro, she's just like, you, like, there's so much weird stuff. It hasn't happened to me in a long time, but like, a lot of crazy shit's happened.
start hanging
Especially in
out.
Mastic and Shirley. That for some reason that area.
Well, I've got so many theories.
I remember you
on
were
that.
telling me.
Well,
you
there's
were showing
also.
me that
I
map.
mean,
Yeah.
so there's like the. I didn't know, but I guess there's like a documented like spaceship that crashed.
Oh
over
yeah,
there.
I told you
And then
about.
Brookhaven National
So
Lab does
if
a
you
lot
look
of
at the
freaky
cancer,
stuff
the
there.
cancer radius from that crash site out, it gets so heavy and so dense in that little area, and then moves out. And you know, obviously, it gets better the further you get away. But then that little crash area, that the cancer.
See, I
is
always
so-
thought it was the telephone poles.
Nope, that was because of crash. Well, that too, but that crash. If you just where that crash is, and then you look on like a map of like you know they show you like a circle, the concentrated. It's so
South Haven
concentrated in
Park.
there.
I've
Yes.
been hiking those woods with my kids for years.
I
now.
used to go fishing there all the time when I was a kid.
I
Barbecues,
got us
all
lost
that.
in that. Well, if we don't hang out where the people hang out, we
Right.
venture
That's
and
what-
go hiking. Those trails.
We used to
go-
hop the
They go
fence.
for a
We used to
while.
hop the fence off the side and then go through there and then get to the water.
Those things
Well,
will go
the
all the way up to the
trails-
LIE.
Most people don't
Mhm.
realize
Sunrise Highway.
you could take
Bro,
those
yeah, Sunrise to
trails.
the LIE.
I got lost with them once for a
Then you
little
could
over
take a
5
kayak.
hours.
5 hours. Me
I
and Gail.
swear,
Not all.
we ended up out near the soccer fields in Yaphank near the police
Oh,
department.
you were over there. Which
No
way did you go
clue.
in?
No,
Yeah, so that's like over by
well,
the
when
jail.
you go
Yeah.
in, you are in South Haven.
Oh, so you
Park,
went through the regular
we
entrance and
just-
then ended
you
up all the way
go.
over there?
Yeah, we pack backpacks and we go and
You just got a little sidetracked.
you could those trails go.
See, we used to
Average
just follow
people
the
do
water.
Not follow them.
Yes.
Those trails go and go and go and go and go. It is insane. But that's where the South Haven alien crash was in 1992.
Yep.
That is a very known area. You know,
Mhm.
like it's, I don't know. I've spent so much time in those woods. I've got some really cool EVPs in there unintentionally. And I've took my kids, which they just demoed that building. I'm not sure if they're rebuilding it up, but the old horse farm in there.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I took my kids on their first investigation there.
Really? That's
on a
cool.
rainy
That's
day
cool.
when no one would think to go, you know,
Uh.
go in the rain into the woods. And I brought them in to do their first investigation during the daytime.
Yeah.
But it was pouring out. It was the perfect opportunity. And yeah, I'm that mom. I took them in there and took them urban exploring. It was their first time. It was really cool. And I was just there as they were demoing it down. I'm not sure if they're going to like rebuild it.
I haven't been there in years, since like high school.
That's a cool spot to be back out by Smith Point Beach and everything.
Yes.
So I've been renting forever out there, and
Mm.
I'm renting in the backyard of the Manor of St. George, which was an old slave plantation. They did have a war breakout. They did.
Did you know
slaughter
this
their
prior to
people.
getting it?
No.
Oh, because you told me a lot of
just-
crazy.
I
I
wouldn't
just
even say
end
you
up
find
everywhere.
this stuff. This
No,
stuff
it
finds you.
me. So that house that I'm still living in, still renting for now, for just a little bit longer until it's time to go. Very active, and I've actually called in the team twice.
Really?
There's too many layers to it, though. I'm living. If you look on that map,
Yeah.
I'm in their backyard. I'm in
Yes,
the
yes.
backyard.
Because
of
I
the
saw
Manor
you
of
where
St.
you live, and
George.
then where like it's like a square, perfect square.
That house was built, I believe, in the 1930s, but we found a brick that dates to the end of the 1800s in that yard.
Damn.
Yeah, because
So-
it probably wasn't documented back then. You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Not. But who knows what was on that property back then? It is the Manor. And think of it, it's like in a triangle. You have on the other side of that town the William Floyd estate. Also a big family, a big name.
Yeah, I drove.
know?
Yes, I used to drive around there at night and just like
That's
scope
also
it out.
an
Yeah.
estate, think slavery and so forth. I'm
Uh-huh.
not as familiar with their stuff over there, but the Manor of St. George, I had to study it. I've had to go to the property. I had to figure out my life was being destroyed in the house that I'm living in. But
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you about that. Because I remember
there's more layers to it.
Yes.
So now I don't know if it's that. I also have an insane collection of oddities. I have a child's coffin in my basement.
Whoa.
I have
Whoa.
things sent to me.
Right.
Yes. You get the creepy
that was
X-Files one for that
That
one.
is so perfect.
Good buttons.
So coffin. I have.
Wait, so wait,
Wait, this was
you
just
can't just
there?
gloss over
Yeah,
that. You can't
did you
just
just
gloss over it. I
buy
got a
it?
child's
Like-
coffin. How
So
do you
I have
acquire
somebody.
this?
That came from a random storage unit in Kings Park,
Really?
and the only.
That's crazy. 'Cause I live in Kings Park. Well, that's where my house
She was
is.
selling coffins. I asked her where she got it from. She said she used it for her rock band that she was in back
Wait.
in the day. I
So-
don't know where the coffin was prior to
Yeah,
her use.
okay.
That's weird.
It came from storage unit. It is an old coffin. It
Uh-huh.
is an old coffin. The fact that it's a child's coffin.
That really makes it
Well, that means it was probably a viewing coffin.
okay.
Because-
Okay, yes.
So that means
where-
a couple bodies been sitting
Yeah.
there, motherfucker.
Probably. And it's more modern. It's not like the very old antique. I would say maybe it's from the maybe it's from the I don't know. Maybe it's from the 90s. Maybe it's from the I'm not sure what year it's even from. So I do have that, but I have things from all over sent to me. I have an insane collection of all sorts of different dolls. I acquired an entire collection of dolls from a woman's house.
So
on
you
Long
almost have like a
Island.
mini, like, you know, like the Conjuring movies where he has like that
Yeah.
room where he puts
So my
the.
bedroom is the room. I have antique.
So you
furniture
sleep
filled
in the
with it all.
room with the.
So
I sleep next to it all, and then the rest is downstairs in my office space that I'm using in the basement.
So what do you call it? There's a comedian named Matt Rife, right?
Yes.
And he had bought this
So
property.
he's leasing it,
Right.
technically.
So
Yes.
he's doing this thing that you could, like, you and 7 other friends, 8 people total,
I
could
wouldn't
go
go.
and stay overnight.
I wouldn't go.
And he's
Yeah, I
got
feel like you're
all
asking
those
for
dolls
trouble.
that he's putting in the same room with the
I
haunted
will take
doll.
you. Come hang out with my crazy collection.
Okay,
It's
let's-
just as good.
that'd be cool.
And on top of that, some of the locations that I'm doing, the places I'm going, like, though, I could give you an array of things where you're not spending a couple of grand
Right.
just to stay
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That'd be a cool. We could do like an
You know?
offsite. Yeah, it would be our first offsite episode.
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff for the future
Yes.
where you don't need to go spend thousands of
Yeah.
dollars. To
Yeah,
go
I think
spend
he's
one
doing
night
it
at
nefarious reasons.
Oh,
I
It's
think
a
that's.
huge money
I-
grab.
Well, not the money
Even
grab.
that,
I
I
think
think
there's
it's
more
like
than
a
money.
ritual.
I'm big with the satanic shit that
ritual
goes
type
on in
of
this
thing.
world, and I think that's more of a ritual.
Well, he did the blonde hair thing.
Yes, he did the
Which
blonde
is
hair
like
thing.
one of those rituals.
Yeah, it's part of the
people do.
ritual.
Or like people with dreads cut off their dreads
Yep.
when they get to a certain spot. And there's
It's-
like a lot of
I don't know.
We're big with
Hollywood
that,
rituals.
yes.
Very demonic.
Yes, it's very,
Very
demonic.
demonic.
Interesting.
How you just
Wow.
setting people up into that. It's like, why?
Yeah.
I get the money part, but there's other ways. Like, it's no good entities are coming from that.
Yeah, I don't know. I a lot of questions on that, but
Right.
I do have a crazy collection. And then
How did it start, the collection?
started with a doll that came from
So, like-
California.
Somebody just sent it to you?
No, I was interested and I
Okay.
purchased it.
Okay.
It
So,
was I bought it from a woman she's in California. The doll prior her came from New Orleans. The story was
New
that
Orleans.
whoever owned that doll back in the day, like the spirit that is attached to the item, she ran a brothel in the red light district, took her life, etc.,
Okay.
etc. When that doll came home, my dog, who's now on the other side, who's not, I've never seen him do anything like this before, but when the second I opened the box, he ran down the
Dogs
hole,
feel things.
went into my bathroom and hopped into the shower, and he's a pit bull, and he never did weird things like that. That was weird. But that week, I
Yeah.
saw this woman. I was sitting in front of the TV one night, and it was as this white, opaque, milky type of entity face comes up next to me, and its face, when, like, as if you snuck up behind someone, and the face
yeah, and you kind of
peers.
do like that, like peer
That-
next to us.
And then the second time was I saw her go down the hall, turn, look at me, and go into my room. So
Oh, shit.
that was the beginning. From there, I started getting more and more and more. I have an entire collection from a woman's house on Long Island. Her house is from the 1800s. All of those dolls date to the very beginning of the 1900s. Some of them have bloodstains all over it because
What?
like tuberculosis.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Think that era. You have
Yeah.
tuberculosis. You're coughing up a lot of blood. It's getting on your doll. A lot of people died from that back then. I have random remains from random people.
What?
I have coffin nails. I have the tambourine used by the Harrisburg spiritualists from the beginning of the 1900s. Possibly the medium Andrew C. Potts. He owned it. I
I
have
heard
his
of that name before.
tambourine, which a lot of people are like, I think it's made out of human skin, Bianca, which is whatever.
What?
I have coffin. I just acquired this amazing book. I'm going to bring it to one of the historians. It's filled with
You
the
know,
entire ledger of a
you
family.
just said a sentence I thought I never would hear somebody say.
What?
I have random people's human remains.
I do. For unclaimed bodies. Unclaimed bodies.
Oh, it's from his unclaimed bodies.
That's even crazy.
Yeah, they just never were claimed, so I
Now,
brought
did
them
you
all.
ever did anything ever come through and try to
Yeah.
like talk to you through it?
There's so much in my house.
I know, yeah. You probably don't.
I
You
have-
just like probably get hit from all angles.
It's kind of crazy.
I was gonna say,
It's so crazy,
it's probably
actually.
like overwhelming. at
I
times.
actually sleep with a recorder on every night
Really?
for safety reasons to document what I do at night or what's happening to me at night because of the insanity sometimes.
Do you
So
ever
you-
play it back and hear
Yeah.
some weird
Oh,
shit?
I was gonna
absolutely.
say,
I
yeah.
can show you guys crazy things.
Really?
But, so I've got all that. I'm living on the land of Manor of St. George. Okay, so you got that. Okay, and then it's like, what is Bianca possibly bringing home with her? 2025. I know you wanted to hear about the gym.
Yep.
All last year, I started to work at a location that I never heard of in my life. I happened to be brought there by Shannon Collins. I wasn't even supposed to be there, and I decided to do a deprivation prior going. I experiment on my body, and I do these deep deprivations before I go to locations I've never been to, where I'm locking myself in 140 degrees for 45 minutes, and then I
What?
place myself in the dark in a secluded, isolated deprivation water tank
So like the
for an
flow
hour
place.
and a half.
It's like Stranger
Yes.
Things. If
Flow
people,
place is dope. I like it.
That is my place.
What is it?
There's one in Patchogue. It's
It's
called
in
the Flow
Patchogue.
Place, and it's a
I'll
sensory
share that.
deprivation tank. You could get to it in a real trippy state.
Really?
So anyone who's listening to this, I have a code. It's called Perricone Floats. PERRICONE Floats. FLOATS. No spaces. All caps. If you place that in when you go to purchase your first time float, you get $30 off to give it
That's
a shot.
what's
to
up.
give
There
it a
we go.
Those
try.
things get pretty expensive.
Yes.
Right, because I think a normal session is almost $90, so maybe it's a good way to try. So I
Yeah.
have that code because
We'll
I
make
am
sure
a
we
regular.
put it in.
Yeah, we'll put it in, and we'll apply the clips.
Yes,
Being like, I'll
yes.
put it in the clip, like the code.
Okay,
And the long form too. We'll put it
Yeah.
on the bottom. And
but
shit.
that deprivation I did, I saw everything pertaining to the location I'd be going to, which was called My Haunted Manor USA. No offense to you people there, Samuel Miller Mansion. I endorse them. People could go there. Just because what happened to me doesn't mean it would happen to you, and it doesn't mean it would happen to you.
Okay.
But I opened up prior going there. I wanted to see what was happening. So when I delivered my information to the people who work there and the owners and everything, they were very blown away by what I was describing to them because it wasn't made public yet. And I described this woman and where I saw her and what she was doing in their building, which was not publicly announced because it just was caught on camera, and it was just something that they were trying to figure out with a team that was coming in from, I don't know, England or something. I forget where they were from. I called her Celia. Okay? Sia. I later find out her name is not Sia. I'll just kind of fast forward through the craziness. Her name is not Sia. It meant Celia, and if I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly. A Celia is a female version, a female jinn.
Okay.
It is one of the most rare,
Because I heard that's like very
prevalent-
rare. Like it's always
Well, it's
male.
like Middle
I
Eastern
had
too.
no idea
Yeah.
that there was jinn that were even female, that something like that even exists. I didn't know what this was. I didn't have any knowledge of this. I was taught, you've got green, you've got red, you've got yellow, you've got black. I've learned, the basics. It's usually this male type of,
Right.
energy, I guess you could say. I didn't know that existed. And it ruined my life. Think Stranger Things, when she connected to that thing, she could find it, but now it could
It can find
her.
yes. So it's like a
Right.
two-way feed. Like you think now it's tapping back in.
Word, so
2025 got
Shit.
it was insane.
that was good imagery.
I could tell you some crazy stories tied to her, but we could talk for hours about it.
Just give us the highlights.
Well, so in my deprivation, the way she appeared in my deprivation. She showed me herself. First, she was in my face. One eye red, one eye black, hair just hanging everywhere.
Did you just jump out that tank?
No, well, no.
You went in for the ride.
Yes, I always have to get through it. And then later on, I saw her up in this mansion, going across the floors. I saw her crawling into from one room to the next. It was very.
So now, is
distinct.
this like what does her body look like?
So she is naked, but
Naked,
no
really?
female gender parts, no male gender parts. So think
Just kinda
a
like-
woman, but with no chest, no gender parts. Okay.
She's just like almost like a mannequin doll, like one of the
But
male
real.
ones, but real.
real woman.
Now, like
but
height
no
wise,
female-
like short, tall,
I
medium.
would say taller than me, maybe 5'7".
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
It's like a female height, like an average female height.
But her hair was soaking kind of wet, hanging in front of her face. Think like The Grudge.
Or like like the
And
ring kind of.
That is how she presented herself the first few times. That is how she presented herself, there and everything.
Oh,
Later on, I had more experiences where she very Egyptian-like, where slithering, like kind of like snake-like.
snake-like.
very
I mean,
weird.
a lot of jinns historically, it's like Middle
was
Eastern type
insane.
of descent, like in that area.
Yes. So the biggest question of all, why the hell was she there? How did it happen? I did a lot of work. It had to do with, I believe it's called Chicky's Rock. They believe that 3 witches, I think, were killed in the town. I believe it was 1. I think they drowned her in the river. I think they killed her, and she wanted revenge on that town, and she summoned this being to forever.
okay. So I was gonna say,
destroy.
so she brought in from somewhere else because
Yes.
the jinn, like they're
I
not
had
from
to do-
here usually.
Have you
from this
been?
Exactly.
part of the
Have
world?
you been to like New Orleans?
No, I haven't been there yet.
I heard that place is.
I always wanted to
wicked.
go ever since like you ever watched the originals, the vampires?
Like other movies, yes, and I really want to go there. It is on my
there's
bucket
like
list.
like the
I feel like that
the
place
French
has a lot of
Quarter,
history.
There's a lot of history.
a
lot
It's
of-
like voodoo.
Yes.
And
I'll get out
witches
there.
and shit.
I'll get out there eventually. I don't know if any of that pertains to that area. Technically, that shouldn't even pertain to Columbia, PA. It's Columbia, PA.
Yeah.
Right.
The war that took place in Gettysburg would have happened
Well,
in that
that's
town.
the
if it
that's
didn't
the
burn
thing
down the
too. I heard
bridge.
Gettysburg. Just
Yeah,
going
you
there,
get Long
you feel
Island, so
very
they were-
overwhelmed.
It's very sad when you cross a certain threshold and get there, but I love Gettysburg. I love it. I love it. I'm addicted to that area. It's so beautiful. It really is. But Columbia, PA is not far from there. It's about an hour and a half. The war would have took place there if they didn't burn the bridge down and avert everyone, and then they end up going to Gettysburg, et cetera, et cetera. But whatever it is that I connected, that being, it destroyed my life. It destroyed my life. I'm talking about where there was weeks of me being, I was covered in scratches. I was ill. I was sick for weeks. I was getting tested for everything. I didn't
See,
know.
I'm sorry. That same thing was happening to me. I mean, not to, I don't know.
It was bad.
Like, dude,
I can show you pictures.
I was having
where
104
looked like I was
fever. My
dying.
fever's like 100. I was shaking so violently. As many blankets and sweatshirts I could put on, I would shake. Like, it was like, look, I was having a seizure.
Now,
I felt like I was dying.
Yes,
what
the
was
best way is, like-
what was the remedy for that?
Well, it wasn't. It destroyed my entire life.
It wasn't. Wow.
I have recordings where I'm waking up at night acting as if I am possessed. I'm talking about growling, snarling, contorting.
What?
Like the bed is shaking and my poor boyfriend is laying there going, Bianca, wake up, it's happening again.
This guy's
It's
probably like,
happening
whoa.
again.
Jeez.
And it was constant. The scratch. I documented the bruise. My legs were black and blue. It looked like I was being beat to death. The amount of scratches, being sick all the time, acting possessed. Scary things started to happen to all of us. Then my daughter, it was invading her dreams. She was seeing.
How recent was this?
This is all of 2025. So
Okay.
So this is recent.
what happens
Recent.
is, yes,
Oh.
we hit June, and what happens is now it starts to kill everyone that is in my life. And
What?
my
What
mom,
the-
I knew something was about to happen, so I go there in May. I leave White Hill Mansion. I get on a plane. I knew someone was going to die, and I wanted to go say goodbye to my grandparents. And I get there, and my mom's telling me about this dream, and she's describing this house, saying that she dreamt that my grandma was in it, and she was saying, like, help, the house is trying to kill me. So I go, show me what this house, like, what did it, like, describe it to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I show her a picture of my haunted manor, and she flips out on me.
It says that's it.
What was that?
And she says that's the house.
She goes, what did you do? What did you do to our family? Bianca?
Oh.
Like, what did you do? So because it was able to find me, now it could find. That's what happens when you find something.
This
So it
shit
goes
needs a
after
screenplay.
everyone. It does. So I go there to take my goodbyes and everything. What happens is my grandpa passes away in June, my grandma passes in July, and then my dog. I was okay with them. I went and said my goodbyes and everything. But then I went after my dog. That is my best friend.
Right.
Like I have quite the zoo, but he's my soulmate. He lived with me on the streets before my kids were.
Right.
He went through everything with me, and I believed for months. And I had LIPI come into the house. I felt like something was killing everything around me, killing my animals. They caught evidence that it said the dog is mine. It already killed my other dog, Zeus. It killed my, numerous things. Anyway, so during Red Bull, I let him pass at home. I really wanted him to be with me. I didn't want to do it through a vet. And I didn't want to let go of him either. It took hours of torture, of me laying there on the floor, holding him in my arms. And it was as if every time he went to go take his last breath, something would just breathe into him. So we would have to take another breath. And it kept doing it, and I knew something was wrong, and I kept screaming to the others. I'm like, just let him go already. Take him, please. Let him cross. Let him go. Take me instead. I say, take me instead. He takes his last breath. I feel him go through me, and my right ear does this tuning out noise, which makes a lot of sense to me now because the energy is shifting. A spirit just went through you.
Yeah.
So now I understand the whole tuning out ear thing. Okay. But so in that moment, because I said that, they let him go. He went. That is where things really shift. And I go bye-bye for about 2 months. I eventually decided to do a really crazy ritual on my front lawn. I don't practice. I was brought up in a very Catholic house, but I do whatever. Anyway, so I went and bought all of these different things to pray to Santa Marta. And I did this crazy ritual on my front lawn
to try to combat
to
this.
call back my sovereignty, to reclaim my sovereignty, and to balance the scales, to make things right. And that literally saved my life. I thought the best that I could describe 2025, going through that, connecting to that being, was it is the only thing that could ever mirror my childhood of what I grew up and lived through.
Do you think it was somewhere?
So my girl, she's Mexican. She has she tells me I never heard of Santa Marta, right?
So she is like.
So, but I know who it is now.
Okay.
And she.
You only pray to her,
right?
If you need her, and if
she
it
told
is
me
right.
about. She's got like an altar, and she
Absolutely.
gives it offerings. It likes tobacco. It's like certain things.
Yes.
And she was talking to me about it like being an actual fucking being.
I still have an altar in my kitchen which needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I remember the picture I sent you where somebody sent me a ritual. Try to get justice on me.
Yes.
I don't recommend you do that.
No. Somebody tried doing this to me.
Oh.
I think it was like, you ever heard of Hecate? Or am
Absolutely. I love her. I named one of my chickens after her.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was a Hecate ritual somebody sent to get justice.
So she's amazing, first of all. And she is more of think the doorways to the dead, to the underworld.
I don't know, but that's what it came up as a picture.
Whoever was doing that, they don't know what they're...
My ex-wife.
I don't know if they really knew.
I don't know. I tried to Google it. I don't know. She said it was for justice. She didn't say Hecate, but that's why from researching it, tried.
To me, she looked like the doorway to the dead.
I gotta show you. Let me show you. Let me find it. Remember, that was weird.
That was weird.
And she said it was for justice. I was like, what?
With Santa Marta, you need to only... Technically, they believe that you need to be part of the culture. I shouldn't be, technically... But
okay, so they want you kind of be in
I think you can pray to whatever it is that you need to pray to if it calls to you. If you are called to it. Because I didn't know who she was. I was called to her. I only learned about her through that. I have to honor her now because she saved my life. But those are the two craziest stories.
Why can't it?
That's where the whole djinn thing comes into play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which...
Now, have you ever encountered male djinn?
I don't... There was this one...
Just out of curiosity.
Possibly. There was this one point where I thought I did. It was weird. I woke up hearing this thing tell me its name. I wrote it down. I sent it to Mike. I can't even remember. It's written in my phone somewhere.
Have you gone for a period of witchcraft?
So I've always, since I was a kid, practiced that stuff. I don't call myself, anything. I'm just very spiritual.
Right.
So think Easter time with my kids. Think they call it Ostara. I'll take eggs from the fridge, we write on it with Sharpies, things we want to manifest into our lives, plant it in the ground, put seeds over it. Everything's intention.
Right,
Anybody
right.
could,
Well, the power
you know,
of intention is
Oh,
real.
so this was,
That's
this
a
was the
very
picture.
real
This
thing.
was what was sent.
it was a candle.
Yeah, I'm like,
Is that a Twinkie?
no.
What is in that?
I don't know. It's
Is
like
that
writing
the
on
offering?
it. There's writing.
So,
like,
I
it's-
think that's some cake or something.
I don't know.
It looks like a food offering.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
I don't know.
Right?
So-
I don't
It's
get
weird.
bad vibes
So,
from it.
so you
Okay,
talked
good.
about intention, right? And I
Intention
I
is
bring this
everything.
up a lot, right? So there's a study of this guy that did made droplets of water on microscopic slabs
Oh, this
and
is
wrote
cool.
like hate on one, love on the other, a whole bunch of positive and negative ones. The positive ones froze like unique snowflakes. The negative ones froze like cancer cells under a
I
microscope.
could see that.
So, if our body's mostly water, right? So it's
Right.
like the intention we put out. If I say I'm going to have a bad day, chances are
You're gonna
I
have
will.
a bad day.
Right.
I agree.
If I say I can, more likely.
It's really amazing. I actually explain this all the time. Like, we live in the Matrix.
Oh,
Oh.
100%.
You literally could create your life to be whatever it is that you want it to be if you actually want it to be that way and if
Right.
you actually take like a step in that direction.
Like if you will it
100%.
into existence.
yeah,
pretty much.
It's really insane the things that
Well,
we're capable
look,
of
like I
doing.
know it doesn't get. Remember, I was talking about. I think it was called Project Looking Glass, where they had technology, let's say, that could go back and you could see past events, right? So what they were looking at when you go, say, back to Jesus, the person's beliefs will change the timeline of events. Like you will see it a certain way, and a person who doesn't believe in it will see it a different way.
Yeah. It's hard to follow everything. It's hard to follow things that we're all being taught from man. Think about it.
Right.
It's all
Yes.
humans that are placing things in
100%.
books.
Well,
Listen,
I
I
mean,
think
so like
We're
I brought-
taught. We're shown what they want us to see,
So
Right.
and the narrative they
I
want us to know.
I mean, there's a couple things. I mean, as far as the Bible, right? That's a Vatican book,
Ooh,
right?
now-
And they pick what books they want in the Bible, right? But then there's also like we grew up, right? And the textbooks we had was McGraw Hill, right? So McGraw Hill is used by it got printed by a printing press owned by Robert Maxwell, which is just Ghislaine's Maxwell's
Ghislaine
father,
Maxwell's father, yep.
right? The Jeffrey Epstein chick, right? So he had a printing press, and McGraw Hill is owned by the Rothschilds. So the Rothschilds picked basically what they want.
Of course, they
Kids to
dictated
learn.
everything.
You know what I
Wars.
mean? So because the idea behind education is to grow worker bees. They don't
Yeah.
want to grow people
Well-
to think outside of the box, which is like, see, I got kicked out of school. I got homeschooled for a little bit, went to daytop a couple different places. And my perception, the way I think, is completely different than the regular person that went from K to 12, right?
I agree.
You had experiences, so like a lot of life is perception, right?
I always
Perception.
talk about that. Everyone
Perception
knows
is
it.
reality.
is knowledge coupled with experience.
Right.
The more you know, the more you experience, the more sensitive this shit becomes. So like that's why like the hottest fires make the strongest steel. When you go through all that pain, all that
If you can get through it.
Yes,
Right.
if
This
you
is
get
stuff I
as
preach.
long
and
as
not
you get
not let
through
you
it.
break you.
Right. So as long
It's
as you
usually
get through it and
something
get to the
really
other
important.
side,
Yes.
Well,
I agree.
you become a better person, a better spirit. I
all
think we're
depends.
spiritual beings
Yes.
having a human experience.
Exactly.
That's
Now,
all we are having.
through all your readings, is there? Because this is a question I had to ask. Because I know you're speaking to the other side.
Mm.
Now, they ever bring up like a heaven and hell type settings?
Very rarely. I'm always able to find like people who take their lives.
Yeah.
They're on the other side. Like it's never been a scenario where I'm not capable of locating.
Well, no,
someone
no, I'm
because
saying like on their perspective on like
heaven
where they're at.
is not what I was. Heaven is not what I was brought up.
Yes, because
taught.
if
Like,
you're
where
all
it's
you're
the pearly
Catholic, I'm
gates.
Catholic, you're Catholic, right? We're Italian.
So I've learned a lot from the deceased
Okay.
through my readings, and what I'm learning is I love comparing this all to Stranger Things. It's two
I
worlds.
always say Stranger
side
Things.
by
Yes.
side.
Yeah.
We literally, it's two worlds. Sometimes it meshes, sometimes it doesn't, which is I think why we're having, maybe we see a ghost sometimes. It's like as if they're crossing that threshold. Some people have a wider perception, a
Right.
wider lens, and some people don't. Some
Yeah.
people
Right.
can see more, some people can't. But it's literally side by side. And whenever I connect to these beings, they're not in this far, far away place.
They're
they
right
can-
around
they're
us,
very
yes.
intelligent.
We
They
just
could be
can't.
wherever they want. When it comes to being on that other side, on that other plane,
Yeah.
I've noticed different things. I'll never forget this one couple, both passed, I think, at the same time or whatever. They loved going on cruises, and they were like living out their days on like a cruise ship.
Okay.
Aside from whatever they do when they're going to like all the places maybe that they love throughout the world and visiting their loved ones. But that's like their space.
Yes, that's their space.
So it's very interesting. I'm noticing a shift between each soul as if you create your heaven to be what it wants to be.
Now let me
on
ask
the
you.
other
Now
side.
this is a question I got to say. You person was murdered or something really bad at it, like because you like you know what I mean. I wonder if that would change their because if you die
So
more
that happens
peaceful.
sometimes that's when you get say stuck more to off
Yes.
plan because you passed so quick. But there's been times where I've had people come through who were murdered, who did lose their lives due to various really messed up things, and they're fine. They
Okay,
explain
so
that
I guess
they're good,
everything is
that they're okay
individually
now.
based.
Yes. There was this one man, though. I couldn't get him to talk to me, but that's because he was a pedophile. He was a rapist.
Oh, God.
He did tons of filming in his basement. He did very, very bad things, and he would not talk to me.
Of course.
And it was hard to get him to
I wonder
come
why.
through.
Yeah.
Like, I knew of... It was weird. Like, I knew what he did. I knew who he was, and I knew everything. But it's like I was just receiving the knowledge of the information. It's like he wasn't there, as if I couldn't localize him. Like, I couldn't get him. As
Yeah.
if he didn't... I don't know, it was strange. I don't know if that has to do with my messed up life, because I've experienced everything. Anything bad that you could possibly talk about, I've lived it. I have lived through
Or a result
everything.
of his own shame.
So sometimes when I encounter something like that, they don't want to talk to me because
Right.
they know what I have
So
been through.
they kinda, yeah.
So I
Okay.
noticed, but most of the time, no, it's everyone's. You make it. You take your life, you're on the other side.
Okay.
You're murdered, you're on the other side. You do not get condemned to hell for being gay or for taking.
No, I know, like
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, the
yeah.
stupid
Like,
stuff that
but
we're
see,
taught.
this is the only thing that when I think of like demons and that stuff, I'm like, where are they at? Like,
So
they got to be in
that-
some type of evil place.
I mean, I think there's different.
It's a different type of.
like a lower.
No, it is. It's a lower dimension.
That's what I'm
lower
saying.
dimensions.
Yes,
So there's
you're
higher
in a
dimensions, lower
yes, of course.
dimensions.
Like what is it? Like,
Interdimensions.
yes, interdimensional. We got different realms. We could say.
There's so many different layers to it.
Yes.
With those demonic like beings, people are not typically encountering that. And what I've learned this year through a lovely seance that I did, where someone decided to play the Lord's Prayer in reverse during my seance without me knowing, that caused me to have a horrific experience a bit later on. But I called through these beings called the Watchers, and I didn't know what the Watchers were.
I heard of Watchers.
The Watchers are these beings
The Watchers
that
of the Bible.
they-
Those Watchers.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's
They
like the
work
Nephilim.
for the demonic. They work for the demonic. So
Right.
they're doing like the footwork. Think like they're the ones that are getting us to go out and do these crimes, to do these bad things, and so forth. So there's different layers. You're not going to encounter the big dogs. You're going to encounter the little dogs.
Yes.
You're going to encounter the worker bees.
Yeah, the worker
foot
bees,
soldiers.
yes.
Right.
You know, that's where you're going to encounter these lower end malevolent beings, whatever it may be. You're not going to jump, and most people will never experience a demonic entity ever in their life
Yeah.
to that type of degree. It's always these lower.
And you know, it's even like some of the exorcists that I've watched, like Father Dan Rehill, and there's another one too. Like, out of all the exorcists they've done, like, Satan isn't the one that's.
No, it's
well,
like-
or
that's-
like
I feel
Baal.
that's like
Remember, me and you watched that thing about Bob. They were astral
You should not say those
projecting.
names. Stop saying
I
the
know,
names.
I know. Sorry.
Bianca goes home and growls.
You got to show me something when I have to
I
see
will,
something.
I will.
Please.
But we do
please.
got to wrap this up.
Yes,
Ah,
Goes
damn,
quick.
Time goes fast.
I will make
Goes
sure to
quick.
come back
3
on
o'clock.
it, guys.
Yeah.
Yo, so there's a couple. I mean, you're our first female guest. that
Yes,
we've
you
had.
are.
Yeah.
So like, give up for that. That's what's up. Tell the people where to find you.
Yes.
You could type in Medium Bianca Rose. I'm going to show up on everything,
Everything.
all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the things. You'll find stuff everywhere. I will end up appearing in random, people's YouTube videos, various, TV shows, tons of podcasts and everything. My website is mediumbiancarose.com, and I'm everywhere. I'm literally everywhere.
Andrew, you got any questions for her?
Yes, I know, because you said so in the beginning.
I
There's
just
so
had
much.
I just had a couple of thoughts, like, as the time went on, you guys started seeing things like the sleep paralysis part.
Oh,
And-
see, I didn't even go down that. Like,
Yeah,
I got
what
some
is-
crazy stories
so-
with that.
I wasn't to get into it. It was really just a thought I had when you were trying to explain how it felt. And what I thought of was Scary Movie 2. that scene where she's in the mansion and
Okay.
and the ghost of the house comes over to her, like pushes her on the bed, and he like tries to take her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, let's get into it." You know what I mean?
So I've had lots of sleep paralysis episodes.
Right.
The instance, the Watchers, the seance thing that night, I went into this. So Mike of Long Island Paranormal Investigators saying that he doesn't think that what I experienced was sleep paralysis. He thinks it's something worse. But that night, my
comforting.
recorder shows that I'm not in a sleep state. It shows I'm in a wake state for exactly 30 minutes while I'm experiencing more of a sleep paralysis scenario where you are alert in your body, but you cannot open your eyes. But at the same time, you know you're trapped in your body, but you know what's happening in the room and what's happening around you.
I've had that happen to me.
That's
Very-
happened to me a lot.
Yes,
not
like
good.
where
So,
you, it's
I've
like,
heard-
it's like
I've
hard
heard-
to breathe.
I've
You're
heard
like,
the cure
your
for
eyes
that
are moving,
is
but
to
nothing
put-
else is.
It's
to
not
put
hard
salt
breathe.
around your
I
bed.
just hear and
You
feel
could.
everything around.
Yeah, see, for me, it was hard to breathe. It was like something was like on my chest.
So it's like Chino had that, right? And I
Yes.
told him put salt around the bed, and he was like,
Yes,
"Yo,
he
it
did.
worked."
Yeah, we
Well,
were
because you're
roommates.
putting up a barrier. But my sleep paralysis, okay, for the average human, you should not exceed at max 2 minutes. Only
'Cause-
at max 2 minutes of sleep paralysis. My recordings are showing, if it's even sleep paralysis, it could be something worse.
Yeah,
Is that what's happening to me is it's full half hours.
that's insane.
The one was really bad.
Do you,
at
do you
the
remember
Grand
it? Like, do
Midway.
you remember anything?
Yes, it's all on recording, and all of my guests got to experience that craziness because I had an event at the Grand Midway in Western Pennsylvania.
Oh, so this was there.
I finished-
Wait, so now wait, who played the recording?
So I didn't know this until months later. So at the end of the seance, I talked about the Watchers and so forth. I didn't know that he was running that in his pocket. That night I went up
What?
to my room. I had a very insane sleep paralysis type of experience, which that's a whole thing in itself. But it happens often my whole life. At home, though, it's different sometimes. That was really insane. But at home, it's, I don't know.
But well, why was he like? Did you ever find out why he did it? And how did?
Because he wanted it to amp up the.
Oh, he was trying to get like an extra
Hopefully,
little.
Yeah, that things would be extra entertaining, I guess. But we
You
just
don't
risked
know-
Bianca's life because I just called
So,
in the Watchers.
so let me ask, like, have you thought on your website? Have you thought about like uploading some of these recordings?
If someone knows how to do that,
Oh, we can get
I
that figured out
hopefully
for
do.
you.
We could get
do you know
that.
how to work on WordPress? I have a very high-end website. I just redid
Wow.
the entire website myself.
Okay.
It took me an entire 2 days to figure out how to break into it and do it myself because the woman who did it charges a couple of grand.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like,
I'm sure we could find somebody.
Yeah, we
We'll
can
figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, man.
But sleep paralysis is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I've experienced that my whole life. For me personally, it's usually something's in the room. It's trying to take over. It's trying to take over. Usually you will see someone kind of off to the side. You'll see somebody. Typically, most people are experiencing shadow people. Bianca's experiencing way worse things.
I seen shadows. It's like it was just like no. But the sleep paralysis when you were talking about the thing on your chest, that's what I thought I was dying. I was like, oh, I'm.
That was being woken up, and that
No.
was like someone
Awake.
like crazy poltergeist activity.
Yes, well, that was amped
taking
up,
my
but, like-
body, like let's
Yes.
pick you up. Oh, and dragging me off the bed by my freaking ankles onto the floor,
That is
where
so
you are
insane.
trying to grab onto the blankets,
Bianca,
and there's nothing there.
You have to write a screenplay.
I will write book. I
Or
mean,
like
I
have-
talk
or-
about this public. I
Or
go
like
public and stuff, and I
or like
talk about this
have
often.
like Chat GBT, like you give it the
know.
footnotes and have them
Oh, I
do
know.
it because
It's on the list of to dos.
for sure
I know.
we know some
So
people.
that was my goal growing up. Was my biggest goal was always to write a memoir of my life, of what I went through. And
Oh,
it was,
that you definitely have to do.
it was going to be focused more on like drug addiction,
Yeah, but everybody-
abuse. the
Your
more-
story's so much more
well,
crazy. than
now
that.
it's that. All of that.
All of that
Think
combined?
Drugs, abuse,
That's
living
a-
on the streets,
I mean,
possession.
I know
like,
it's your real life, but that's a killer movie too.
It would. It would.
Actually,
You know?
that could be that could be more of a show. It's too much to jam in a
Right.
movie. You need
Right.
like seasons.
Yeah, one day. Right now, I'm in the middle of producing another secret thing that I've been working on.
Dun, dun,
So
dun.
when you drop that, you should come back.
So it might take me 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you'll be back before
Yeah,
then.
before that. I want to check out the creepy collection and see.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a lot. Right now, I am experimenting on my body on a monthly basis. I'm doing these insane deprivations, and monthly I'm
That's
placing
great.
myself in the scariest places in America for a minimum of 4 days, 3 nights.
4
each
days, 3
location.
nights.
Oh,
What?
No
real
one
quick.
there by myself.
Real quick,
Yes.
before you go, you went to a prison. You did the prison recently.
Yes.
How
I
was
had an
that?
event. My secret project was done.
There.
That's
So-
one of my
so,
places. Okay.
okay.
Without me giving out
Yeah,
too much
right,
information.
okay.
My secret project was done there first before doing my event because I needed to do a deprivation before going.
Okay.
Without being tainted, I knew nothing. That was, I don't know. It's hard to decide which place is the worst so far out of my project. But that was really hard. My partner went absolutely crazy. I almost punched her in the face, and she knows that. I wanted to beat the crap out of her. She turned into the meanest person ever. She was not herself. I ended up leaving her in there, and I'm standing there at the gates in this prison that dates back to, it is a gothic
Style prison.
dungeon,
Yeah, that's
dungeon.
crazy.
And I'm going, you gotta go in, Bianca. You gotta do this. You need the footage. You gotta get in there because she is now off the deep end, and I need to get in there. I need to go in
Why
by
do you think she
myself.
went off the deep end? It was just something.
She went off the deep end. On day 1, a tornado hits the town.
What the?
As we are setting up, doing B-roll outside.
And this is
tornado.
Pennsylvania, right?
Yes, it was absolutely
Pennsylvania's a lot of
insane.
creepy shit.
I think because of this tornado, it fed the energy into the building, which that's big theories on all of that. Won't even get into that. But because of that crazy storm that first day, the activity, I'm talking about jail cells slamming, full conversations,
What?
screaming, and I'm going, oh my God. And I'll never forget the stairs to the warden's area. I'm standing there and you ever watch the movie, the guy with the 20 million different personalities? And at the end of the movie, he turns into a
Yes,
big monster.
the beast.
That is what it sounded like as if the Hulk just went from upstairs, and I'm standing there by myself going, what am I doing? I'm going to die.
Shit.
One of the nights I had to keep sleeping at the Grand Midway. It's 25 minutes from there. I was using his hotel. He's my friend.
Oh.
And one of the nights I was videoing myself going, I'm crying, going, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go home. Because I was so done.
I'm sure it's got to be so taxing.
Yeah, the last one I think now is the worst. I'm still healing from that.
You should.
I'm
There's a
butchered there.
place. There's a place I did when I was in prison. Right, I had to go to Willard for 90 days. Right. So Willard used to be a psychiatric
what
center,
Willard
so
is.
now it's closed. It's no longer a prison. It's
Yeah.
closed. But I know they do tours in October. It's something I want to do because I read a book that was
What?
called Suitcases in the Attic. And they found a whole bunch of suitcases in the attic of one of the buildings.
Really?
Over 10,000 people died there in unmarked graves all over the property.
Ooh.
I
And
didn't know that
it's
this was a location that's now doing tours.
yeah, in October they do a tour. Not of
Paranormal
all the
tours
buildings.
or historical tours.
Probably.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not in all the buildings, but in a bunch of them, in the one that has the most activity. I mean, even when I was there, there was no women in the building I was in, and you would hear women scream. Every now and
Yeah.
then you'd hear a woman screaming at night.
That was
it was
Pilgrim-
bugged out. There were certain doors even within the buildings that we were living in that they would have boarded up. There was just too
There's
much
something-
activity in that
I
room.
mean, I believe it. I did a deprivation for Mid-Orange Correctional Facility. Didn't know where I was going. You think Mid-Orange Correctional Facility, you're thinking prison.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in my deprivation, all I saw was children, this naked lady, this boy. He's trying to show me all these things. He takes my hands. He brings me down into these underground tunnels. I don't know what was happening.
tunnels.
That's
Listen,
like King's Park.
No,
It's
Pilgrim
so-
State
Pilgrim
too.
State, yeah.
Pilgrim State,
Well,
I've
all of them
seen.
have these. But
Yes.
I didn't know Mid-Orange Correctional Facility was prior a boys' reformatory school.
Oh,
for
shit.
Those
young
places were
boys.
so evil.
That was
So much.
That was a public event. Tons of people came. I did a huge gallery for that. It was really beautiful. But prior going, I did my deprivation. I did a reveal to the people who hired me. It was really fascinating.
I'll find
was
it.
cool.
Oh, now
I'll
can
find
people get- oh,
information
also-
on Willard and
Find
check
out.
out the book.
Yes.
Suitcases in the Attic.
And
bro.
now,
I would
can
definitely
people
look
can
into that.
people get readings from you? How's that work?
Yeah.
Contact you.
So they could go to my website, Medium Bianca Rose.
Okay.
Sometimes it's hard.
She
to
said it's
book
hard. I want to book
as
one.
soon as
I want
they
to do
would
one.
want. But there's my phone number. I'm Google verified, so it's got my phone number.
Yeah.
Where they could text or call as well. Sometimes I block out days, and you could get a quicker appointment that way.
Because I did the one time, it just wasn't like he did a little bit, but like it wasn't enough. Where I was like,
A deep
like,
dive.
yeah, it wasn't
Because I'd love to get because my brother died from overdose.
Oh,
Yeah,
no. Don't talk. Don't talk.
I don't want to say
Stop talking.
you just dropped. Well, yeah, I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you anything that happened.
So
I just
don't say anything more.
Okay.
We should have me come back, and I don't know how public you're okay. With.
I'm public
Yeah.
as public.
But
Both of
we
us
could
are.
do
Yeah.
we could do a recorded one, like
That would be
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
Video,
Yeah.
you know, like or
I would love to
or
do
bring
that.
Bring in a mystery person. I don't
No,
know.
I want to do it. I want to do a mix. I just have a lot of
Okay,
yes
so
That would be dope.
information. Yes,
That
we
would
could
be
do
dope.
something like that. I'm just because there's so much. There's a lot.
because I
There's
want
a
to know
lot
what
talk about.
I want to know what that attached to me and what the hell happened that time
Okay.
period.
Well,
'Cause
don't tell me nothing else.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Nothing about your life.
I enjoyed this podcast.
This is awesome. This
So
is
thank you
different.
for coming.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much.
you for having me. Thank you for having me.
And any other questions?
Oh, I got so many.
I know,
always
so
had-
do
I always
I.
had. I know.
But
It was just.
she's
We
got-
didn't even
she's
get to
got
go
a-
into aliens and all that.
I
I
know.
know, and I got some cool aliens.
She's,
God
so
damn it.
so we
Scary
got
ones.
we got to have
Really?
part 2. Check your schedule. Let us know when you could come back.
It's only on Saturdays, correct?
Okay.
We
we
could
do
other
that. Yeah.
days.
Okay. It might be easier to get me on a weekday then.
Oh, that's fine.
Say
Whatever.
less.
We could
Only
do
because
whatever.
I looked this morning and I am traveling every weekend for the next god.
Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah, we could do it during the week. We just gotta know a little in advance, and we'll make it happen.
Okay.
You got any other questions?
No.
No.
I'll just come back and spread more weird.
With that being
Well, the
said,
aliens, we got to go back.
yeah, we're
into.
gonna come back.
We'll
Part
talk
2,
about
we'll
the
start with aliens,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
go into a reading or whatever.
Yes.
yeah, I got
Uh,
some crazy.
With that being
aliens.
said,
Really?
over and out.
Peace.
Peace.
Cool.
That
So what
was
about aliens?
fun.
Now I have to ask you because I just have to.
Aliens?
Have you ever got like I don't know.
I think the most profound experience.
Yeah.
When I got pregnant with my twins.
Oh.
It was